We're live. So, Bridget, we are good to go whenever you want to start speaking. We'll see what's going on.
We'll see what's going on. Okay, rock and roll. The Twitch screen on my side is still a little glitchy, so
Gotcha.
let's see here. All right. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Monday One Shots. Through the next couple of months, we're actually going to be showcasing some RPGs that have not yet been seen on the channel. And tonight's game is the Alien RPG by Free League Publishing. My name is Bridget. I will be your mother tonight. Tonight you will hear our heroes scream, possibly cry as they attempt to survive Hadley's Hope and the Xenomorphs looking to overrun the facility. We have gathered some very brave and very talented people tonight, so I want to give them a chance to introduce themselves, tell them a little bit about themselves, and definitely where we can find you.
Zao power up. I also blame the chipmunks in the router. Hi, I'm Alex, and I am the executive producer here at the Untold Stories Project, and as well as the author of the Titan City Chronicles, and you can usually find me here playing all kinds of games. Right now I'm in the East Texas University game that we were doing on Tuesday nights, and I'll be a pretty regular feature here in the Monday one-shots as well. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. Then go ahead and go, Liz.
Oh, sorry. I'm Liz. You have seen me in the Monday evening shows of Born of Rage as Naga, and I was in the Titan City Chronicles as the Amazon Yilva. And this is my third time playing the Alien RPG, and fourth time playing with Bridget. So we'll have lots of fun.
And Jonesy.
Hello, everyone. I am Jonesy. I am you can find me here on Untold Stories Project. I am the storyteller for our Born of Rage Werewolf the Apocalypse game. I also am cameoing in a lot of these one-shots right now. You can also find me on Twitter at Ethanem on Twitter, and you can find some of my work on the various Blue Rose RPG supplements.
And Will.
Hey everybody, I am Will. You can only find me here, so check me out at some of these one shots on Mondays. I'm really excited to be here. Had a great time last week. I'm really excited to have a great time this week. I've never played Alien before, so earlier when everybody was saying how brave we are, I think I was just uninformed. But I'm excited to be here anyways. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, Alex, I think we're ready to get started.
You know, ready is a strong word, but...
Ready is a strong word, but we're going to do the best we can. So again, my name is Bridget. I will be your mother tonight. If any of the players or anyone in the chat needs to ask me a question, I will only respond to mother. So let's all get super uncomfortable with that now.
Yes,
if you need me, mother. Thank you. Well done. Mother appreciates your compliance. I'm not completely fluent with Roll20, so you may hear me leaning on Alex quite a bit as I go through the stream, so just be patient with me as I work my way through there. We're going to be playing Hope's Last Day. This is from the Alien RPG by Free League Publishing. This scenario is included in the back of the book. I'm going to briefly go over rules, and then we're going to get started, but I do want to say this much. Barring any, technical difficulties like chipmunks in the router, this module tends to run short. Be advised, this scenario is dark, it is brutal, and it has a high mortality rating. I don't expect all of you guys to live, I really don't. Those who die probably won't die heroically. This is not sci-fi adventure, this is sci-fi horror. So, welcome to Hope's Last Day.
That checks out.
It checks out, it's Alien. So, very briefly going through the rules, and I love Free League for actually putting aliens on Roll20 because this will help a bunch. But basically, you're working with two different dice pools. One is going to be considered your skill pool, and the other one is going to be considered your stress pool. And players will work through the funkiness of that once we actually get into Roll20. But basically, you have 4 attributes that are indicated on your character sheet, and each of those attributes are assigned to 3 skills. So anytime I have you roll a skill roll, you'll just click the button, and anytime you see a 6, or it'll look like a little target sign, that is a success. 1 success is all you need to succeed in whatever it is that you're doing. If you get more than 1 success, you achieve what's called a stunt. And Alex was amazing enough. If you hop into your journal, you'll actually see what your stunt options are. If you're overwhelmed, don't worry about it. I'll walk you through this. My job as a mother is to make sure you have a good time, even though I'm simultaneously going to be trying to kill you. So we'll work through the mechanics if you guys need help. So if you get more than 1 success, you trigger a stunt. I'm going to have you go look at your journal, and then you can choose or tell me what your stunt did. Did you do it in half the time? Did you show off? Did you get a bonus to the next roll? Do you never have to make this roll again? And we can kind of work through that. Those are your skill dice. Now, a favorite part of the system, by far, are going to be the stress die and the accompanying panic dice that comes with this. As you navigate through the universe, things are going to cause you stress. Maybe you hear a gunshot in the distance, or you see a face hugger hug your best friend. These things are going to trigger what's called stress. And it is your responsibility to keep score with your... Are we still good? I got the buffering thing on my end.
Well, as best I can tell on my end, things are moving. So.
Okay, we're rocking and rolling. It is your responsibility to keep up with your stress. There is an area in Roll20 where you can increase it, decrease it. Stay on top of it, because in this game, your stress can go from 0 to 15, back to 4, up to 20, super fast. Why does that matter? This is where the stress die come into check, or come into place. Anytime you roll a skill dice, you will also roll a d6 for every single level of stress that you have. Any 6 that comes up, any target sign, you are good. Bullseye, that counts as your overall success. However, if the little face hugger image comes up, or a 1, you are going to trigger something called a panic. And I will let you know what happens when we get there. This is a very narrative and story-focused game. Combat works very similar to how I just described some of your skills. We will get there. When we get there, I promise you I won't leave you hanging. We're going to kind of rock out. I talk fast, I'm nervous, and I'm an excitable personality anyways. Any questions?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Beautiful. So let's see here. Who am I going to pick on first? Alex! Of course. Why wouldn't I pick on Alex first? Alex, please tell us who you are on Hadley's Hope. We want to know.
Yeah, so I am playing Morgan Hirsch, who is a... I'm an ex-Marine, and I work kind of as a janitor here on Hadley's Hope. It's a beautiful, wonderful stretch of the galaxy that I get to call home for the rest of my foreseeable life.
Well done. Hopping on down to Miss Hannah Singleton. Tell us about you, babe.
Yes, I'm playing Hannah Singleton. I am a tractor driver. What else can I tell you about me? Life is hard here, but I'm harder, so...
Yes, Hannah, yes. Holroyd.
Well, hello everyone. I am the ship's mechanic. I'm also a synthoid, so we'll see how this goes.
And then, Liz, love me, because your character or your sheet says your name and not your real name. Who are you playing?
I'm Sunny Sig.
Sunny Sig, my lap tick. How did I forget? I'm sorry.
I know. I'm the most important.
You are, especially in my life. Hit us, Sunny.
Well, I did have a great job as a lab technician until Wayland Yutani showed up, and now I'm just, one of those errand boys, I guess you would call them.
But we still love you, Sunny.
I'm sure.
All right, host of characters, let's get this party started. Hadley's Hope is jointly funded by Wayland Yutani and the United Americas. And they have a very them versus us feel to it, with any visiting corporate folks looking down their noses at you, the colony's laborers. Despite this, the colony has actually been developing really well. There is opportunity aplenty, but there's risk aplenty too. 4 days ago, a wildcatter named Russ Jordan was brought back, infected with something. He died, and some snake-like parasite disappeared into the guts of the base. Security has had no luck catching the thing, and somehow more people have become infected. Rumor has it that some of them have died. and that there's more of these snake-like things running around the compound. Crisis or not, you all still have a job to do. 24 hours ago, you headed out on a maintenance run to Processor 9, happy to leave the base until this whole crisis thing blows over. 10 kilometers out, Singleton's tractor gave up the ghost. A nasty mechanical crunch told you that it wasn't going any further. Calls back to Hadley Hope gave you a cursory response. They'd get to your little problem when they had the time. While you waited, you got to talking about the crisis and the Weyland-Yutani corporate shuttle that just arrived before you left. The shuttle was carrying an inspection team led by company agent Miranda Reynolds and her chief scientist, Theodora Kalimsky. Sonny Sig, you relayed something to the team that you'd overheard, a hushed conversation about the shuttle being quickly and quietly readied for departure. Reynolds and Kalimsky are likely the only two that can authorize its use with a special Weyland-Yutani key card. For all you know, it was Reynolds who ordered Jordan out there in the first place. It is not right for the Weyland-Yutani reps to come in, cause this mess, and then escape. If things should go bad, you should get those key cards and get away instead. A day has passed and you still heard nothing. All further attempts to contact Hadley Hope have been fruitless. No one is coming to help. Only communications you get back are garbled, panicked even. There's no option other than to walk back and to see what the hell is going on.
Bridget, can I pause you for just a second?
You sure can, baby.
Awesome. So it looks like we are sort of polka dotty freezing on the stream. So I think we're going to do a pivot real quick. And I'm going to take us off of the air and I'm going to record this as a YouTube video. Since the internet is deciding it does not want to cooperate with us tonight.
Darn those chipmunks.
I know. I don't think there's anything I can do to fix it on my end. And Jess didn't answer the phone when I called. So, let me let everybody in chat know. Wait a minute, what do you mean whatever switches got flip made it stable? I didn't flip any switches. What's going on, chat? Let me know, are we in motion? Would you prefer if we continue as it is, or do you guys want to... And I don't even know how many seconds behind the audio is, but do you guys want me to take us off stream and have us do a different kind of recording so we can still get this content out? I'll run another speed test too, just to see if the speed's picked up at all.
Hey Bridget, while we've stalled, I just sent you something really fast on the Roll20 about my character that I didn't understand in the bio. So
No, that makes sense.
I'm hoping that only you can read it because I think it's supposed to be shielded.
Oh, look at you being fancy.
It is not shielded.
Oh, well, don't read it.
Well,
Everyone else.
I can't see it. Alex might be able to because he has permissions because he helped set it up. So.
Oh, that's right. Let me double check and make sure it doesn't say 2GM.
It does. I whispered it to the GM.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries.
And Gorgeous, the answer to that question is yes, absolutely. Have the time of your life.
All right, well, it looks like it's running smooth now, so we're going to go as far as we can
Okay.
with the chipmunks doing their thing. Bridget, so sorry to interrupt your flow. Please go ahead and bring us.
No, you are fine. Players, do you guys have any questions about the backstory? Anything that I read on the What's the Story Mother? You guys pretty good?
Oh yeah, sorry, Mother. Please continue.
Yeah, we're pretty screwed, so yes.
Basically. Affirmative. Okay, so you guys are out here on this wildcatter that has broken down 10 kilometers back from base. This planet is dry, and it is dark, and it is windy, and it is one of the most grueling hikes you guys have ever had to make out here just in this exposed air. I mean, it's absolutely dreadful. Multiple times, one of you is knocked down by the wind, and you have to kind of latch up together just to make the trek. Visibility is shot. It's absolutely terrible. And this 10-kilometer feels like 30, 40, maybe even 50 by the time you actually see the silhouette of Hadley's Hope come into place or come into view. Two things immediately strikes your guys' attention as you approach. Your visibility is being tampered with just by the wind and the debris. One, all of the exterior emergency lights are activated and they're on. And two, every single shutter for every window on the entire compound is closed down. And you guys are approaching from the south here. You can see air traffic control with your shuttle, your escape pod that's there. And you know you typically enter in through the west storage lock. What do you guys do?
I'm just glad we're finally back. That was such a long walk in the dark. You guys ready to hop on in and get a nice warm meal and get out of this godforsaken cold?
So is that unusual that everything is like that?
That is highly unusual. You looking at it, emergency protocols have to have been enacted. You've never seen the base in this type of lockdown before. This is highly unusual.
Well, if no one else noticed, I'm gonna point it out.
If it's that locked down, will we be able to get into the west side?
Each of you have key cards that has like your pin signature, a photo, your little Wayland Yutani key card. That's usually how you swipe in and out. I guess there's only one way to know for sure.
Well, I'm willing to go up and give it a swipe.
Okay.
You do that.
You move up to the panel, and a gust of wind almost kind of whips the key card out of your hand, but you're able to hold on to it. And you swipe, and the key card illuminates that lime fluorescent green, and the door, and it powers open for you. And you guys are able to finally get out of this torrential weather and hop into the west airlock.
You guys all said it was a bad idea to get the lanyard at the gift shop.
Everyone heading in?
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, who's the last one in?
Not
me. It would be me, I think, because I would look around. Now that we're covered, I would just take a peek at the end to see if there was anything that we missed that would have caused this trigger. So I'll be the last one in.
Okay, that works. Thank you for being brave, Hannah. I love it. I love it. So as you are heading in and you're able to have those automatic doors closed behind you, about 50% of the way down, I need you to roll me an observation check, please.
First roll of the game.
First roll of the game.
And Will, if you click on observation on your character sheet, it should.
I got a bullseye.
You are so fancy. First roll and first success of the game. Okay,
Woo.
Hannah. So the door is shutting and the wind is kicking, and some of those debris and rocks kind of skirt in underneath the door, and you almost miss it. But there's a very brief interruption between the debris and the wind coming in, almost like something moved past it or obstructed it, and you can catch the edge of a shadow of something maybe the size of the cat that just quickly whipped by the door on the exterior side as the door shuts close. Hannah, your stress level goes up by 1.
Well, That's alarming. Did anyone else see that?
See what?
There's a small thing that was either following us or was waiting for us to come in. We're not alone.
That was real specific.
It's
And
as specific as I can be, dear.
Wait, you said something came in here after us? Is that what you said?
Not unlike a cat.
They got cats on this planet?
Surprise.
Mother, they got cats on this planet?
Negative. Planet is inactive with any feline activity.
Huh.
Mother, is there something similar to a cat living on the planet?
Unknown. Please stand by. As you guys enter the west airlock, it's very clean in here other than the debris that swept in with you. It has a very antiseptic smell. It's very cold. And you can just hear the soft mechanical hum in the background. The lighting here is always dim, and it kind of makes things a little bit unnerving after Hannah explains to you that there was possibly something outside of the door when you guys were outside. And as you guys are maybe undressing, discussing what to do next, you do recognize that there is an intercom inside the west storage lock on the wall, and it is flashing with a red light. And you guys all know that means there's some type of a message there that should be played.
I'll walk over and push the button.
Bravely done, Holroyd. You hit the button. It's obscured by static for a moment, and then you can make out the following. This is an emergency message. All colonists must immediately assemble at the vehicle bay on sublevel 1 for safety. I repeat, this is an emergency message. All colonists must immediately assemble at the vehicle bay on sublevel 1 for safety. And it repeats, and then it abruptly cuts off with this really loud electronic screech. And then there's no response, no message. The intercom sounds dead.
Oh, Roy, is there a timestamp on that?
I check for any kind of timestamp or anything like that.
Bravely done. Holroyd, would you do me the honors of making me a Comtech roll, please?
I know we just got started, but like I'm nervous.
And no modifiers, correct?
No modifiers. Yep, it's just your raw Comtech. So it should include, I believe, your wits and your Comtech when you hit the button on roll 20.
Nope.
Okay, so no successes, no failures. Holroyd, you plug in here, and whatever disrupted the signal, you recognize happened at that moment. So something is messing with the electronics on the base, and you're not able to determine the timestamp. But you know, if you go to level 2, where central comms are, you might be able to get a better idea.
Inconclusive. I might be able to find out on level 2, though.
Well, have we seen? We haven't seen anybody since we came inside, right?
Negative. But you suddenly hear something. There is a gunshot that goes off somewhere in the distance, a single gunshot, and it goes bop. And then you hear this really high-pitched, stretched out, lonesome scream, and it seems to be jumping through the ventilation shafts above you. You have no idea where it came from on the compound. Everyone's stress level goes up by 1, except for you, Holroyd. You are immune to emotions.
Sonny definitely feels stressed out.
Does that thing in the vent seem like it's coming closer to us or further away?
The scream that you heard is completely undeterminable about whether it was directly above you or maybe on level 2. No, that came from sub-level 1. You can't tell. It's from somewhere inside of the compound. But the sound is bouncing off of those overhead vents.
And I gather that we're pretty familiar with the layout of the base.
Absolutely. Yep, you've been here for some months now. Actually, probably some years now, so you're intimately aware of the base.
Well, I think we need to move in the direction of that gunshot, guys. I will sort of.
I'm in vote of the vehicle bay.
Is the gunshot on the way to the vehicle bay?
You don't know where it came from.
Who's to tell?
Hmm.
Somewhere on the other side of that west storage lock door when you enter in that hallway there.
Well, I will fumble.
Someone's firing guns. Sonny is not your person.
Don't worry, Sonny. I got your back. And I will thumb my rosary that I've got in my pocket,
Well done.
and I'm going to say a quick prayer to Saint Christopher. Grant me, O Lord, a steady hand and watchful eye, that no one shall be hurt as I pass by. Shelter those, dear Lord, who bear my company from the evils of fire and all calamity. And I'm going to lead the way to the vehicle bay if the group wants to fall in with me.
While he's talking to himself there, I'd like to look around and see if I can still find that little thing that seems to be following us.
Yeah. Hannah, go ahead and roll me an observation again. Now, here's where things get a little sexy because you have stress die. So I'm going to have you roll your observation, and then I'm going to tell you how to roll again.
Right? Again, with a modifier of 0 for the first roll.
Yes, you got it. Uh-huh.
Always. Okay.
Ooh, no successes, which is fine. Because you also have, what's your current stress level right now, babe?
2.
Oh, look at you being fancy with the 2s. So on the center of your character sheet, underneath your name, see where it says stress dice?
Mm-hmm.
Roll that sexy beast for me.
Just once.
Just once, please. Yep.
How many stress dice? 2, because I'm...
Yep, because you're at level 2. You got it. And that's okay. No successes, no panics activated. So, Hannah, you're looking around as that Morgan guy is over there talking to himself, sounding very Shakespearean in the moment. And you're not seeing anything, but you just don't feel safe in this room. Morgan, as your fingers wrap around your rosary and you're saying that amazing prayer, phenomenal job, by the way, as a player, you notice that interacting with not only your rosary, but also interacting with your faith kind of gives you some courage, and your stress goes down by 1.
Are there any weapon lockers or storage lockers in this room?
That's a brilliant question. No, not in the Westlock, but you know that on level 2, you have your weapons hold.
Level 2 sounds like the place to be, guys.
I would recommend swinging by the comm log and then possibly picking up a weapon or 2 if they're still available.
I think
Here,
that's
now
excellent.
that we've heard gunshots.
I think that's excellent advice, Holroyd. Do we want to roll out together? Singleton, you keep looking around like you're waiting for something to jump on you. You all right?
Well, I don't mind where we go, but we can't stay here. So, onward and upward, or onward and downward? Just tell me where to go.
Well, I want to modify Holroyd's plan just a little bit. Let's stop by the weapons lockup before we go to Comtech.
And apologies if you hear the barking in the background. I think there's a deer in the middle of the street, and everyone is very upset about it. As you guys are discussing, okay, probably comms, and then maybe the weapons locker on 2, each of your hearts leap right into the bottom of your throat as every hair stands up on the back of your neck and your arms. There is a massive... How bad is the barking? Do I need to correct that before continuing?
No, you're good. You're good.
Amazing, thank you. As there is a huge, massive thud at the front door. Right there on the exterior of the Westlock, it makes the entire room shudder as something very large moving very quickly just slammed into that door. Everyone's stress level goes up by 1.
We gotta go.
Well, isn't that the door that we want to go through?
No, this is going to be on your west.
The
exterior. Something outside is trying to get in.
Is there a window at that door? Oh, all the windows are shut, like sealed down. Right.
But you can open that little hatch window if you want to.
Oh, I do.
And I feel like you're going to make my entire night tonight.
At least for the first 20 minutes.
Hannah, you move over to the little peep window, and it's very easy for you to slide it back. And it's weird looking outside because you're not seeing the wind cascading by. You're not seeing those sheets of debris. the entire window is covered in some type of translucent muck, Vaseline liquefied, a gel. It's just completely obscured with some type of liquid, and you can't see through it.
It hasn't like cracked the glass or anything though.
It hasn't cracked the glass until that next thump hits, and you can see the glass shatter in front of you. Your stress level goes up by 1.
Sure. I will shut the window. Or shut the yeah.
I
And
will... Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I'm gonna back away and say we should probably get going, and I wouldn't recommend in that direction.
I'll make my way over to the main door leading out of the room into the rest of the compound.
Bravely done, Holroyd.
Is there any windows on that window, like a little, like a glass window or anything like that?
There sure is. You got the other little peephole that you can see in through.
Okay, I'm gonna check out the hallway before I open the door.
Smart move. I love smart players. Holroyd, you slide that door open, and the hallway that you're looking down doesn't look like the hallway that Hirsch always kept so immaculately cleaned. Your view is limited, but the emergency lighting is on in there, so red overhead lights are dancing and spraying all over the place. It almost gives you the idea that shadows are moving down this hallway. It is a complete wreck. You see bullet holes all lining the walls. There are shell casings on the floor, and like as you're looking through, something drops down in front of you, and it probably doesn't startle you as an android, but it drops down in front of you, and you're able to peek up, and it's like a ceiling grate just fell down. But you don't see anything moving.
Sunny
There-
screams. I'm just gonna say
Sunny,
hi,
stress
girl.
goes up by 1.
a high girly scream.
Does seem to be some signs of combat. We should probably move quickly and quietly.
I think they might have programmed you for understatement, Holroyd.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think, what Holroyd said. Stick together, stay close, stay quiet. Let's make our way and see if we can find some weapons, and then we'll make our way to comms.
With that, open the main doorway and step on out.
I will keep my cutting torch ready.
Smart move.
I don't, it's not the ideal weapon for this situation, but
That's something.
I'll get him with the hot end.
Flame eating.
This is funny
Okay.
because Liz was talking about chasing me with a wood-burning torch last night.
Liz, I'm happy to accommodate your dreams.
Oh, thanks.
Holroyd, that door opens ahead of you, and the cacophony of just what the fuck happened in front of me. Apologies for the language. I'll fix that going forward.
No,
looking at-
you're allowed to swear now. There's a content warning.
Thank God. Listen, I was trying to PG-13 myself. I was killing myself. Holroyd. Thank you, guys. You look down the hallway, and it is just a clusterfuck of what the hell happened. And the second you make that first boot step in and you lift your right foot, there's actually almost some connection to the ground and then some resistance where like you have to be very intentional about pulling your foot up. And it's like you stepped in a shoebox full of clear bubble gum. And it's just sticky and wet, and it's all over your foot. A couple shell casings are mixed in with it, and like it's just there.
You may want to watch your steps. And move forward and just try to scrape it off the bottom of my boot.
Bravely done. Yeah, you're able to scrape that off the bottom of your boot. You hear a couple clangs from the shell casings that they drop, and you're able to move forward.
Yeah,
May I have a marching order out of curiosity here?
I guess I'm in the front because I'm stupid. I mean,
I'll be right behind Holroyd.
Okay. Who's
I've
bringing
seen
up the
too
rear?
much, so I'll go third.
Or Sunny?
Hey, Sunny.
Oh, Sunny. I'm really sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm not. I'm really not. No. Mother is not sorry. Sorry.
Mother's
Holroyd,
never
your
sorry.
mother is one of the most unapologetic entities in this side of the Mississippi. I promise. Holroyd, you're continuing down the hallway. Where are you heading?
I believe we should be heading towards the weapons locker. Is that where we're going to go? Harsh?
Yes, yes. I think the weapons locker is exactly the location we want to head in.
As I pass some of this goo, can I pick it up? And
You
like,
most certainly can.
I don't want to touch it with my body, but can I like scoop it with something?
Yeah, I'll
And-
give you narrative control. What are you picking it up with? What's it
I'll
look
just
like?
find a piece of debris, like shattered glass, or
Or
something that's.
I was gonna say Sonny has like pens in his lab coat, so
Um,
you're welcome to take a pen.
that's very kind. I've already got a piece of glass in my hand. I'm like scooping it up. I'll take a pen just to be nice, but I won't use it.
Way to be polite.
Is there something? Can I determine what it is? This clear gooey stuff.
You fancy person, you may be able to. Let me see and. Think I want to see. I'll give you your choice, whichever your number is higher, and give me either an observation or a survival.
Oh, they're the same, but I haven't rolled survival yet. No,
Okay.
I'll roll observation. It helped me so much.
Okay.
So I do that, and then I think it already rolled now my stress die for me as well. If I'm
Did
reading
it?
correctly. I've got 2 black die, and then I have 4 yellow die under it.
What's your current stress level?
4.
And is your observation only 2?
My observation is 0.
Oh, maybe it corrected itself?
It may have, because I think it's
It-
pulling. I think it's pulling that 2 from the related stat to observation.
Oh, which would be wits. Yeah,
Okay.
which is a 2. Yeah.
Which is a 2. All right, so you're looking at it and you don't know what this is, but I will give you this because you stopped to play with it. Even through the glass, you can feel that it's still warm.
Okay.
Ugh.
I'll poke at it with the pen that I have just to make it look like Sunny was helpful and he gave me. And then I'll just drop them both and continue. I'll take up the rear now too because I was doing all of that while people were walking.
Oh, good for you, Sonny.
Mother, just to clarify, that was a black goo,
This is a clear goo.
a clear goo, clear goo. Okay.
Clear goo. Beautiful. Holroyd, you're able to go a handful of yards down this hallway, and you know that a staircase is coming up. It's right before Charlie 1, block C1 on the map there. There's a little icon that's a staircase. These are enclosed staircases. You have to swipe in and out to get in them. And then you know they're the standard staircases where they go up a flight. You have the little small landing where you can rotate and you go up another flight, and then you're going to be on level 2.
The stairs should be right over this way. And I'm break out my badge and listen at the door before I open it.
I got your back,
I love it.
Roy. Don't worry.
I love it. Holroyd, roll me an observation.
I'll kick the heat on my cutting torch. It's the
I-
same.
1 success.
Oh, bravely done. So, all right, this happens very quickly. So you're going to get your moment to act here. Prior to describing it, if you hop over to part of your journal entries, it does give you ideas of what you can do in combat. You either get a slow action and a fast action, or 2 fast actions. Slow actions are typically skills. Fast actions are opening doors, taking aim, things of that nature. Again, I will work you through this. If you tell me what you want, I will tell you how to implement it. All right, this happens super fast. You have your ear to the door, and your sensors are listening, and you don't hear anything coming from the other side of the door, but you do hear something above you. And it's a scampering, skittering sound, and it's moving quickly. And just as you look up, it takes you a second to actually register what you just saw because it's a does not compute moment. But it looks like a jaundice color hand just jumped over a vent. And you saw it fly through. And it looks like, the Cousin It hand that runs around. You see that with a long tail whip over. And it's standing on the sheet directly above Morgan.
That's not good.
Um, so with that, I'm going to. And how close am I to Morgan?
I believe he's directly behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pivot around and just full forward arm, full palm arm strike him to make him go step back, so he's not under whatever that is.
Bravely done. Morgan, how do you respond to this? You resisting? You're like, no, or you just shocked? Talk to me.
I'm also go and fall on my ass.
Okay.
Because he's a robot. He's super strong.
And listen, he just robot chest pushed you. You go flying back, you fall on your ass, and
My
you can
soulplex.
feel, oh god, and your tailbone, it's
Holroyd.
broken. It hurts. You know that Holroyd's programming makes him incapable of actually doing damage or harming a human. So you're trying to reconcile that when each of you sees this jaundiced creature plunge out of the ceiling tile directly above where you were, Morgan. Your stress goes up by 1, Morgan, because that was almost you. And Holroyd, you see this creature fly out at you. It's not one hand, it's almost 2 hands, and it has 8 digits on either side with a long tail and exposed lungs. Maybe it has these flaps that are stuck like right onto its chest, and it comes flying at you. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. So, multiple things I need happen here. Will everyone please draw an initiative card from the table? Oh, or do I deal those, Alex?
I can deal one to everybody real quick.
Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
I'll deal one to all players. That should also give you one for your jaundice-covered hand.
Oh, yeah, shit.
And everybody, if you click on the card that shows up above your nameplate, you should see what your initiative card is. And if you want to
Just
deal
so you
it
guys know.
and put it in
Go
front
ahead.
of you, if you want to deal it and then, oh crap, I can put names by them. That'll help.
Thank you. That'd be amazing.
Oh, I should make that white though instead of. There we go. Yeah, we got this. Who got 6?
Me.
Jonesy got 6.
Here's hoping that that thing got whatever got lower than we did.
It didn't.
Who got 7?
That is me.
That's Will.
Hannah.
Does that mean Liz got 10?
Yes.
Is 10 really good or really bad?
That's the last to go.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, well, good. Because Sunny wouldn't know what to do first anyway.
And then the monster got a 1? Whack.
The monster got a 1.
I want to talk to the monster's manager.
That would be Mother.
You can file a complaint with Mother after you die.
Okay, good.
At least she still takes complaints after you die.
Right, see? There's a positive to all of this.
All right, do your worst, mother.
Okay, just kind of giving you a heads up, rules as written, which I think is very cool about this system. I don't get to choose my attack, the system chooses for me. So I am going to roll to see exactly how much this particular face hugger hates you.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh
hate me.
god, it hates Holroyd a whole lot. The face hugger, actually, let me go ahead and roll for this too, please. Give me just a quick second. Because I don't have sheets up, so I am going to go here. All right, babe, I'm wishing you the best of luck. I just want you to know that. And Alex, I'm doing this quickly for my purposes, but please teach me in the chat how to roll multiple d6s.
Sure.
And as of right now, I'm going to keep the action moving while he helps me with that. And I did get 1 success. Now, Holroyd, you have a couple options here. I am about to attack you with something. You can use one of your fast actions to block if you want to make this thing go away, or to hopefully try to dodge it if you want to.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, very much so. We're going to definitely do that if possible.
Yes.
Okay. I need you to roll me a close combat, please. And you're trying to beat my 1 success.
This is gonna suck.
Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome. At least you don't have anything vital for it to lay eggs in.
Small victories.
I got 1 success.
Oh, okay. So this thing is flying at you, legs spread. You can see this tentacle emerging from his chest, and you can tell with its trajectory that it has a straight line directly towards your throat. What happens? You basically succeeded in this one.
So I just, with the other arm, just reach out and grab it mid-flight. And just stop it from flying any further.
And what's it doing in your hand? You've got narrative. Go for it.
It's wiggling around and everything, and I want to eventually smash it against the wall, but it's writhing around and trying to get out of my hand. But I'm an android, or synthoid, so no.
Phenomenally done. Everyone's stress level goes up by 1.
You don't say.
By seeing your first face hugger as this thing is thrashing around in Holroyd's just mechanical grip. Holroyd, that tail is flapping around and whipping, and you're just kind of dodging out of the way. And it's so interesting looking at it because that tail is barbed, and you think if it can get a hold of you, it can actually do some slicing damage to you. Who's next on the initiative?
I think me on 5.
Would someone like to help me dispatch this thing?
Oh, all right, I got your back. I'm gonna jump up to my feet and I'm gonna try to melt it in half with my cutting torch.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to give you narrative control on what this looks like, pending on your success. But cutting torches actually don't use range combat; they use heavy machinery. So roll me that sexy heavy machinery footage.
They don't use close combat. Oh,
I know, sucks, right?
grumble, grumble, grumble. Okay,
I know,
I'm
you
good at
should've
heavy
let me-
machinery.
You're good. That's you. It's kind of what you do.
I'm a janitor. I got this. What did I get? Come on. Oh no! So I got 1 success and I got 1 face hugger. So I'm panicking.
Ooh. And is your face hugger on your stress die too?
It's on my stress die. Yep.
Ooh. All right, my love. I need you to roll me a 1d6 and add your current stress level and give me the sum.
Oh no! My current
I
stress
know.
level is 3. So let's see what happens here.
Oh no.
7.
All right, so just so you guys know, if you roll a 1 on your stress die, it enacts a panic. 7. You're going to get narrative control because I'm going to still give you the damage that you're doing on this creature. But here's what's going to happen with your panic. You develop a nervous twitch, your stress level, and the stress level of every friendly PC in short range of you increases by 1.
Oh.
So everyone, enjoy your +1 of stress, brought on by Hirsch's trembling. And Hirsch, give me your narrative of what this looks like as you're lighting up something in Holroyd's hand.
So yeah, I jump forward and I drag out my cutting torch and I start cutting into the jaundice-colored flesh of this thing that's writhing around. And my twitch that I develop, I just start like randomly yelling out Bible passages and just like trying to like exorcise this demon is what he's doing in his head. But he's mostly just stuttering and sparking and getting like green goo and blood everywhere.
Fantastic. What is the damage on a cutting torch?
It says my power supply is 3. That is all the information I have about my cutting torch.
Oh, well, I tell you what. Let's go look really fast on cutting torch. I believe the bolt gun is 3. For sake of ease, I'm going to say your cutting torch does 2 points of damage for each attack.
Awesome.
And you guys can rules lore me later. I need you to make me a power supply roll, please.
Do I just click on the power button down there?
You got it, babe.
And do I have to make it 3 before I click on it?
Yes, you do.
Okay, cool. I did do that. So I will click power.
Flame on, baby. 2 points of damage is going to be enough to kill it. However, as you are shooting it with this flame gun in Holroyd's hand, just the force of the flame, the torch coming out of here, and the writhing of this jaundice spider thing, it starts splashing green blood on both of you.
Oh no.
I'm going to hand narrative back to you, and you can tell me what it feels like for both of you guys to take 1 point of acid damage.
I guess I'll go first.
Go for it.
Yeah, so Hirsch is just like burning into it, and you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. and then the green blood just sprays out and just slowly just like sort of burns away Freddy Krueger style against his face and upper neck.
Oh, you got a face and a throat shot. Ouch. Morgan, one odor you can be sure that you never want to smell again is what you smell like cooking.
Ugh.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there holding that creature, and it's being burned away, and trying to keep it still as much as possible. So it's just bleeding through around my hand and bleeding off some of my synthetic skin off my hand, and it kind of has this burning rubbery smell.
Burning flesh and burning rubber at the same time in the same area as Holroyd, this jaundiced spider thing. Much like a spider when it dies, the legs curl up onto itself. It's dripping this green acidic blood, ichthys, and the tail goes limp.
There's definitely some burning hair and burning aftershave mixed in with that smell too.
Yeah. Axe body spray and charred flesh. Yeah.
So where do we track our damage on the character sheet?
Let me see.
There should be a spot that says health right underneath where stress level is.
You got it.
Ah,
Hopefully I put everybody's maximum HP in there.
If not, I'm going to kill you anyways. It's fine.
You know, that's fair.
It's fine. It's just whether it happens now or at 9:30. It's fine.
You know the fun thing? You're not the first mother I've had to tell me that.
Oh! Burn.
It wasn't me.
And this is the scene that you guys are in. We are effectively out of combat. And that odor is just filling the hallway along with like whiffs of smoke.
Did you guys see
Well,
that
Sunny
thing?
is super, super glad that nothing happened to him this round.
Hannah's going to look around and see if she can't find anything. Make sure there's no more of these things scurrying around.
Hannah, I don't say this comically, but you don't know if you're ever going to feel safe again after something like this. And even without an observation roll, you can hear clanking in vents all around this downstairs level, or this level 1. Is it pressure? Is it the air kicking on? Is it more of your friends? You don't know.
Are there any people that we can see in this hallway, room, expanse?
Yeah, you look right and you look left, and roll me an observation.
I want their weapons if they have them.
So you're not looking to see if there's anybody to save. You're looking for somebody to loot. That's
Mother, is there a fire axe in this hallway?
Oh. You know what? Damn it. I'm totally going to give you a fire axe because why not?
I will take one if there is a fire axe in this hallway.
You
I don't know
100%
if they have fire axes in the grim dark future of 160 years from now, but
They do when this mother is running, and it does 1 point of damage, and that's your close combat. Who is this gorgeous person that's trying to be brave again? Hannah. Oh, my Hannah. So, Hannah, if you're looking at the map here, the West Storage Lock, you guys are in that hallway, almost at the very end, where the hallway breaks to go south.
Okay.
And you look left, and you look right, you look up, because you've learned to look up now.
Sure.
You don't see anything, but when you wrap your head around the corner, dropping down towards the commercial offices at the very bottom, right where it says Block Charlie 1, you can see a woman lying there on her back, and her arms are kind of sprayed out or flayed out. And it takes you a second to actually see her because, again, the shadows appear to be moving. That red light is both blinding and horrific. And now you've got smoke coming off of, well, your friends and this creature in Holroyd's hand. And you blink, and you can see, like, her head tug and her neck snap back a bit. And you look closer as the shadows continue to dance around her, and there's another tug where her neck snaps. And then she's abruptly pulled out of view. Your stress level goes up by 1.
Hey
Something
y'all,
was
I'm
down here with you.
stressed. um, okay. There's something down here, and it's strong enough to pull people.
I would suggest we go this way. Point to the door.
I think that's a great choice, Holroyd.
Way to be pragmatic, Holroyd. You're leading them up?
I guess so.
All right, my
Okay,
love.
so like as we're walking, I'm going to finally like get out of my stressed stupor, and can I heal my friend who
Look.
has like burnt
Oh.
his face?
Yes, gorgeous. You sure can. If you want to get into that stairwell where it's relatively maybe safe, you sure can. I
Sure.
believe it's a medical aid. Am I making that up?
Yes.
I'm trying to get to a sheet. Thank you.
No modifiers, right?
It shouldn't be. No, they should be factored into your sheet.
Cool. Then, oh dang.
How'd you do? Was it sexy?
I have 3 successes. No, wait. 1 success and then 3 on my stress.
Holy cow. Okay, so, Jesus, Liz. Nice roll,
Sorry.
baby. Wow. Okay, so
Thanks,
if
Sonny,
you
for
hop-
doing that quick plastic surgery in the hallway.
You ain't lied. Okay, Liz, if you hop over into stunts and go to medical aid stunts, you can basically see that they limited your stunts, but basically for every 6 you got above the 1, you heal an additional point of damage. You've got narrative control. Talk me through what this looks like.
Cool. So I like bring out, it looks like one of those little tiny like laser pens, you know, that people use for their cats or dogs. And I'm like, hold still, and I just kind of like trace around it, and it like lasers and it like does plastic surgery, like you said, but like it fills in the dead skin. It's not perfect, but it'll work.
Ooh, listen. On a outside of a laboratory or a medical room, I'm pretty much sure that's like as perfect as life can get. You are a badass for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Thank you, Sig.
I
I
do
feel
my
so
best.
much better knowing that you can do something like that.
Oh yeah.
I feel much less stressed.
Oh well, that's good. So maybe next time, let's make sure that Sunny, you know, like has some sort of protection.
Mother, do they
Okay,
feel less
okay.
stressed?
You know what? Just because that roll was so badass, yeah, everyone's stress can come down by 1 because apparently you have a magical cleric with you on Hadley's Hope.
Handy.
And I hate that you maneuvered Mother into taking away 1 of your stress points. I'm totally going to get that shit back.
Yeah, I know you are, but I have to be sly when I can be.
Listen, that was brilliant. I'm not here to argue with you. That was really good.
Can I do anything to help Holroyd? I'm not sure if Holroyd is repaired the same way people are repaired.
He is not, but listen, you have changed enough oils and spark plugs and engines and everything else that you're looking at his hardware like, you know what? A heavy machinery, I could probably patch him up a little bit.
Hey, Holroyd, hold still. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'll just lift up my arm out to him.
I got 1 success and 1 panic.
Oh, God. 1d6 plus your stress level summed, please.
You know, it's just that smell of the burning acid. It triggered a flashback. 4.
But you know what? It triggers a flashback from your war days. You can hear the booms in the distance. You can hear the screams of your comrades. But you are able to keep it together. You manage to keep your nerves in check. Barely. And Holroyd, you regain a point of healing. Or a point of hit points. You get a hit point back.
I'm pretty sure all that was duct tape, but you know.
Not here to argue about the duct tape. Listen, if it worked, it worked.
Yep. Thank you, friend.
Hey, don't mention it.
Should we continue up to the weapons cache?
Yeah, I think we definitely. I'm sure whoever was here has already picked through it, but we'll see if there's anything left over. Anybody around that we could take something from.
Bravely done.
I'm assuming that these are probably be metal steps, so we might want to try our best to be quiet.
You are correct.
Sonny
Cool.
takes off his loafers because they click.
The loafers. I can
Sonny,
do
I told you don't need to wear those heels.
Not heels.
Sorry,
Not heels.
insoles. Height enhancing insoles. My bad.
Well, you would know all about them, wouldn't you?
Hey, this isn't about me, okay? I'm happily taken. I'm not on the dating app. I'm not worried about a 6 being in the front of my height section.
All right, so onward we go.
Onward you go. Holroyd at the lead here. You get to the top of the stairs. Do you want to do anything? Or want me to just push you through?
I'm going to look up before I listen at the door.
Okay. Mother has you conditioned. Yeah, you look up, and thankfully all the ceiling tiles, at least in the staircase, are intact.
I'm gonna look down between the gaps in the stairs.
You look down between the gaps in the stairs, and you're not seeing much Hirsch, other than the fact that there's like chewing gum stuck up there, and you're wondering how you've missed that on all your rounds, like those damn kids.
I know how I missed it. They don't pay me enough.
Facts.
Also, I have
Tim-
the banter talent, so I'm trying to play that up. I don't know if I have to announce that I'm doing that.
You do need to announce it, but you can role play it and then say, "Hey, Bridget," or "Hey, Mother." That was a banter.
Gotcha. So yeah, between fights, I release the tension in my team with friendly banter.
Yes. You want to
Nice
do that in the
try.
stairwell?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm just mostly bruising everybody, like I have been.
Okay.
I'm gonna backfill.
So,
I'm gonna backfill the use of the talent to my snarkiness.
I like it. And what is that? 2 stress levels, right?
Yeah, it drops 2 steps instead of 1 for every turn spent in a safe place. I'm going to assume that this staircase is sort of safe.
You feel relatively safe in the stairwell. So there's something about Sunny's phenomenal electric healing pin that Waylon Utani probably needs to get the patent on before he gets too far away from this compound. And Morgan, you actually patching up Holroyd. And Morgan, you're bantering and you're talking to your comrades, and you guys are in this stairwell. And there's something about just the soothing, comical voice of Hirsch. You guys actually feel for a moment, whether you share his faith or not, that maybe you guys might make it through here. I mean, the thing in Holroyd's hand, that was a pretty easy kill, right? It was a buzz on the torch. Like, it's okay. You guys might make it out of here, and each of your stress levels come down by 2. Well done, Alex.
Is there a window in this door, like one of those glass, reinforced glass windows?
Sure, yeah, I'll give you that again.
Gonna look through the window into the outside the room before we open the door to the hallway.
Well done. Holroyd, if level 1 looked like chaos, this is an escalation beyond belief. This looks like a hurricane went through this level. Ceiling tiles are hanging on by a thread. Some are crushed on the floor. Some almost look like they were crumpled, almost like aluminum foil crumpled by a large hand. There are filing cabinets in the middle of the hallway. Papers are strewn everywhere, and there's blood splattered all over the walls. But you don't see anything moving.
There's currently no movement on the other side, but there's obviously been an altercation.
Feel bad for whoever has to scrub the floors. Wait, that's me.
That might be you.
Does anybody have any idea what may have caused this? Has anything happened on the station that any of you know about?
Nothing that I'm aware of.
We haven't gotten any new visitors, or somebody leave donuts out in the break room too long? What's going on?
Would Sonny be aware of any new testing?
Sonny, no, there's no new testing. I think the only the two major disruptions that have happened, or the two major, not disruptions, but anomalies that have occurred, is the two corporate agents arrived. The two ladies with the key card. They just got here yesterday. And you know that they're company scientists, Weyland-Yutani scientists. And then you guys do know from the intro text that the day before they arrived, Russ Jordan came back with a parasite attached to his face. He perished, and that parasite started running through the base.
Maybe they're related to the parasite.
Well, those corporate guys wouldn't be here for no reason, so if we could track them down after we find some weapons. We need to get some weapons to get to the comm room. See if we can figure out what's going on.
You keep saying that.
So,
I might be stalling because I'm nervous.
well, we should proceed. Click, and I'll open the door.
Love how pragmatic Holroyd is. You were doing a phenomenal job with him just being completely emotionless. I love it. Holroyd, click. The door opens, and everyone is able to empty out into the stairwell directly above Block Charlie 2. And each of you see the chaos. All humans, your stress level goes up by 1.
We're on level 2 now.
You guys are on level 2, and I should have the map on the grid so you guys can see.
As we step out, do I see any rebarb or anything like that that could be used as a makeshift club?
I'm going to say yes.
Ideally, something that's more than a few inches, but something that's like more like baseball bat size.
Yeah, tell me what it is.
It's one of the thin metal support rods for that they were using to reinforce the doorways that have been pulled out.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'll just step in, do a quick scan, and then immediately walk over, grab one, pick it up. I believe
like it.
The weapons cache should be down this hallway, and point.
Bravely done. Looking at the map, guys, you guys know that the weapons cache, the armory, is in Bravo 2. So it's just a couple turns down the hallway, and you guys can get there.
All right, everybody, stay quiet and stay close. It's gonna move on.
As Singleton enters the room, can she close the door behind them
Yeah,
so that nothing can come, hopefully, on the 6th?
that clever Hannah. Yeah, you're able to close the door behind you, no problem.
And then she'll tell Sunny that she's going to walk backwards and keep an eye on the rear. So I'll take the last spot, but I'll be facing that direction so nothing can surprise us.
Or how about like we link arms and you can walk backward and I'll walk forward?
If you're all right with it, I'm all right with it, dear.
Perfect. That way you don't fall and I don't go running without you.
Sounds like a plan.
You said you mentioned blood.
Yeah.
Were there bodies?
All right, as you're moving through these hallways, there's not a single body in sight, but you see a pool of blood here. You can see another, blood spatter across the wall. You can see it dripping from the ceiling, but you don't see a single body here. This is a bodiless massacre.
Those are my least
That's-
favorite kind.
That is somewhat disturbing. I'll point that out to everyone else.
Can we
And
see?
everyone's stress level goes up by 1, since Hallroyd decided to point that out.
Can we see any indication that they were dragged anywhere?
Ooh. Because Hallroyd pointed this out, I won't waste your time on an observation roll. But yeah, Morgan, as you are looking at the blood on the wall, especially this one that has like this pool that is dripping, as you look up at the ceiling tile that's absent on the ceiling grate that's absent on the wall, you can see something sticking right on the inside of the grate. You probably have to hop up there and look. But based on what you're seeing, it looks like something came through here like a blender, chewed up a lot of people, and then dragged them up through the ceiling vents.
Let's keep moving on, guys. Let's keep moving. It looks like they're up there in the vents. I don't want to confirm, just because my mama told me not to look in any unsecured crawl spaces. But let's get let's move on. Let's move on to the armory. Let's see if we can find some rifles or something. I don't relish the idea of hitting anything with this axe.
All right, Holroyd, you're leading the way. Morgan behind Holroyd, and then Sunny and Hannah are doing this cool linked up thing where Hannah's watching the six, and Sunny is leading the way. And you guys come up to Bravo 2. The armory is in the ready room in the southwest corner of Bravo 2. It has charts and rosters pinned to the wall. The armory has a heavy door, and it's actually completely ajar. And you know that there's only certain people on the colony that have access to it. And you guys look in, and it looks like it has been frantically ransacked. Again, only admin and security have keys. Those keys are missing. But you guys are able to find 2 items. A 12-gauge pump-action shotgun and a .357 revolver with 2 reloads.
Both of them had 2 reloads?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll take the shotgun if nobody has any complaints about that.
Do you want the revolver since you're standing the other way?
If it's up for grabs, I'll take it.
Works for me.
Sounds good.
We don't see any of those, like, nifty little motion trackers or anything in here, do we?
You do not. Those are all checked out or just grabbed. But I believe one of the... I think the character that has the motion tracker isn't in play.
Oh.
So nope, no motion trackers for you.
Alright, at least we got a gun now. A couple of guns. Let's head on up to Comtech and see if we can get any security camera feed for what happened. See if there's any survivors in any of the locations that still have surveillance, and see if we can get the hell out of here.
I like it. You guys okay with that plan?
Yeah, we gotta survive. We gotta tell people what's going on out here.
All right. You guys move past Bravo 2. Sunny, you are going to pass your med lab where you spend a lot of your time. And you guys can... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as we pass the med lab, I'm gonna stop everyone. Well, wait up. Would it be useful for you to get, for the group of you to get medical supplies, such as first aid kits or the like?
Holroyd, you have been programmed for sensibility as well as understatement. Yeah, let's get some medical supplies.
I was gonna say I should probably not be the only person who has medical supplies, just in case something happens to me.
You have any more of those laser pointers?
No, that's personally modified.
All right, so you guys pop into the med lab. Holroyd, you're able to key yourself in there very easily. The med lab consists of an examination room and a quarantine booth that is locked from the outside, but does have a viewing window and an intercom. The place is in shambles, empty cabinets flung open, overturned, and a mad scramble for medical supplies. As you guys walk in, Sunny, especially you, recognize that your desk drawer that you always keep locked has not been opened, and you know that you have a handful of doses of Naprolev in there. Naprolev, very quickly, it's also in your handouts. It's an injectable. It takes a human stress from whatever it is down to 0 immediately, but the side effect is you get a -2 for agility for basically the rest of the game. And as you guys walk in, you look through the glass viewing window of the quarantine booth, and you all see Dr. Kalimsky sitting in there with her knees drawn to her chest and her head resting on her chest, and she's just like beating her head onto her knees. You can tell that she might be saying or mumbling something. You just need to turn on the intercom to hear it. She does not seem to be aware of your entrance.
Well, I'll turn on the intercom and just just kind of say something like, "Hey."
She blinks with just a look of shock on her face, and you can see tear streaks coming down, or dried tear streaks on both sides of her face. And she looks, she jumps up, and she runs, and she slams both of her palms onto the glass with just a thud. She says, oh my God, there's someone else alive. Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. And she's like banging frantically on the glass.
Why are you behind there?
And she looks at you and she says, I don't know. When it went into lockdown, I was in here, and it locked me in. Can you let me out? Please let me out. And she's frantic.
But why were you in there?
She looks at you, and there's a look that crosses her face, and she's actually looking through you, Sonny. And she says, identify yourself.
You first.
And she kind of rolls her eyes for a moment. She says, my name is Dr. Kalimsky with Weyland-Yutani. Identify yourself. Now.
We're the people on the other side of the door.
Can I look around and see if there are any like notes or a file on this person?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. I don't know if that's worth a roll for you. It probably isn't. No, babe. Hannah, you're while they're arguing with the girl on the other side of the glass. You're flapping through paperwork and flipping over books and journals, and you're not seeing anything on her at all. There seems to be nothing written, documented, recorded about her. She looks at you, Morgan, with just a look of pure irritation, and she looks back at Sonny and she says, God damn it, I said identify yourself. What is wrong with you people out here?
Is there a terminal in this lab?
How do you mean?
Like a computer terminal or something?
Yes, there is.
I'm gonna check it out and see what information I can get.
Okay.
Because this would have been the same lab that would have been testing the parasite, right?
Yeah, should be. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, but would I know the person? Do I know the person?
Do you know the person inside the glass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's one of the corporate agents that just arrived yesterday. You know that she's a scientist. She's a doctor of some sort.
Oh, so one of the weirdos that showed up. Okay.
One of the weirdos that showed up, yeah. Also one of the people with the key card that you need to get out of here.
That's true.
Were you working on the parasite when you got locked in there?
She looks at you like, what parasite?
No. Again, we're on this side of the glass.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna like do this with my hands and like launch out at the glass and tap on it. You know, jaundice, yellow, big stingy slashy tail. Tries to hit you in the face. That parasite.
Morgan, you do that. And by the way, that was brilliantly done. You do that, and there's just this wash of disgust and anxiety and fear that just very quickly flashes over her eyes, and you can see her quickly turn around where she doesn't have to watch you do that pantomime anymore. And she says, fine, yes, we're aware of the parasite, but I haven't been infected. I locked myself in here for security once the outbreak happened, okay? Can you please let me out?
Can you prove it?
Comtech roll, please. Keep going, Morgan.
So can you prove it?
She was like, she says, no, how would you like me to prove this? Is my word as a Weyland-Yutani representative not enough?
Definitely
One
not.
success.
One success. Bravely done. Holroyd, this whole argument is happening in the background with the pretentious Weyland-Yutani employee and your party. And there is no information whatsoever about any type of infection on Kalimsky. However, with you playing around in the computer, you do identify that she was locked in here about 10 hours ago by the other Weyland-Yutani rep, Reynolds. She did not put herself in here. She was sealed in here.
Where's everyone else then? Sorry, go ahead.
You might want to ask her where Reynolds is, since Reynolds is the one that incarcerated her in the containment chamber.
Mm.
What do you
Where's
got to say
Reynolds?
about that, Miss Wayland Yutani?
I don't know where Reynolds is. I lost communication with her hours ago. Last I heard, she was in the corporate offices, but that was hours ago. I don't know where she is now. Why aren't you letting me out?
Why did she put you in there?
And she looks almost surgically across each of you, and her eyes land on Holroyd, who's dancing on the computer and just made that sly ass comment about you should ask her about this. And she says, "You're the android, right? You are programmed to preserve and protect human life. I am ordering you to let me out of this goddamn room. Do you hear me, robot?"
I do hear you, and you're correct. I am programmed to protect human life. Releasing you may put my companions at jeopardy, for you may be infected with some sort of unknown parasite. Therefore, their numbers outnumber you. I must protect the greater number of humans.
Y'all should have taught him about the trolley problem. That's on you guys.
She reaches into her jacket, and from between her bosom, she pulls out a key card that's attached to a laminate, and she slams it onto the glass. And she says, "Well, it looks like we all have a big problem because I'm your only ticket out of here."
Ooh, Holroyd, can you like scan it really quick while she's got it up against the window?
Take out our camera phone and
Yeah, why not?
This movie's from the 70s, before they knew portable cameras were going to be a thing.
I'm actually
Okay,
inclined to
but,
let
like,
her out. Do we
Star Trek.
can I see anything on her that would indicate like a weapon of some kind or anything that would make her dangerous if we were to let her out?
Hannah, do you know how much I love you? Do you understand that how much Mother actually adores you? You might be Mother's favorite child.
I mean,
will
if you want to bring stress down, I'm sitting at a 6 of 10.
No, that is not the direction I like. My love, would you be so kind as to roll me an observation?
Oh, sure. I'm so good at that.
I know you are. But don't forget, you've got 6 stress levels.
That's what I'm worried
Is
about.
there,
Oh, 2
Ow!
successes in the stress.
You sexy beast. Hannah, if you get an opportunity, would you be so kind as to hop over to stunts
Mm-hmm.
and take a look at observation stunts? And you are more than welcome to ask me one of those additional questions after I give you this information. So you're looking into this quarantine booth to see if she has a weapon of some sort. And you notice 2 things with your successful stunt. One, she doesn't seem to have a weapon inside, but this clever little Wayland Yutani agent stuffed all the way into the corner of the room where it's outside of just your open view. You see one of those jaundice color spiders with its digits curled in.
Bitch.
And it looks like she's tucked it very neatly in the corner. And as you look back at to her, she's like banging her key card pompously on the glass. You recognize that when she opened up her shirt to pull the key card out, she has ligature marks, very thin ones, that's just underneath her blouse.
Mm.
And you get one of those questions. Are you able to see those observation stunts?
I am. I'm trying to figure out which is the best.
No worries.
I will say, how do we get past?
Oh, I hate when I'm sitting at table with people that are smarter than me.
Definitely not smarter than you.
No, you are. You like, at what point in this game have I sat here? It's like, God, I don't know how to answer that. How do you get past? I'll give you this much. She is 100% infected. You are completely aware of that. Which means she is vulnerable. You pretty much have taster's choice on how you want to get past. You can kill her. You can knock her unconscious. You can just manhandle her. But a success on a stunt, I have to give you more than that. You know that you're on a time frame for when something possibly bad happens.
Am I
the
correct in
card
saying the only way to get past is to get the card from her?
is to physically get the card
Okay.
from her. Yeah.
Um,
Well, if I can offer it, I do have a theoretical question.
sure.
Is there a way for this quarantine chamber to decontaminate whatever is inside there? Either in the form of destroying all the organic matter inside, a la like a disintegration room or like a heat room or something like that, or can we release like gas from a panel or something to kill her humanely?
Because I think that's a brilliant idea. Does anybody want it? I'll give you full narrative control on how this quarantine booth is set up. I see Liz. Hit me.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
So, what tools are at your disposal in this quarantine booth? What can you do?
Ooh, well, it's in my lab.
It is.
So I'm going to like rig up something that like is kind of one of those nerve gases. It's not gonna kill her, but she's definitely gonna like be paralyzed and still feel everything.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Somebody's on the dark side of life right now. Gorgeous, for you to rig this up, why don't you go ahead and roll me a medical aid?
Medical aid.
Yeah, this is your medical aid. It's empathy. Yep.
So
Oh.
yeah.
All right.
What is
gorgeous.
it? One success and one stress? Is that what that is?
One success on your skill dice, and then one success on your stress. Is your
Nice.
stress only 3?
Maybe?
I feel like your guys' stress level should be higher than that.
It should be 5. If I'm wait a minute.
Did everybody take 2 off for my bantering in the
Yeah,
stairwell?
Ah,
Because I'm back
Yeah.
up to 3. I got down to 5 and I got back up to 3.
got
yeah.
it.
Yeah, mine was 3.
Babe,
Yeah.
it's yours.
Cool.
Do you want to enact it now, or are you just telling them what it can do?
No, I'll go ahead and rig it up.
Okay. It's on you. Tell me what happens.
So I just like am done with her like asking and like slamming her card at me, and I'm like, you know what? So I just like go around to my desk and to like a whole bunch of different things and start grabbing things, and then I hook it up to like the like first the keypad, and then like the chamber in between, like the detox chamber, whatever, and like open that door a little bit and slide like the tube in.
Okay. And all while you're doing this, she's not paying any attention to you. She is berating and yelling and cursing out everyone. As you are getting this set up, Holroyd, she's screaming and hollering at all of you, let me out of here. You fucking cretins, you can't keep me locked in here. And she's banging that key card on the glass, and she stops as if she has an epiphany. And it's about this time that Sunny is inserting that tube in between the doors. And she goes, override, Android override. And she starts riddling off numbers. And you know, if she gets to the last 3, that you're going to be in full compliance with whatever it is she wants you to do.
Can I run over and cover Holroyd's ears?
I'm at the computer terminal still, so I'm just gonna hit the mute button. Turn off the intercom. Click.
And she said, Android override 4313. And then she's yelling and banging on the glass, and like she's like throwing her fist in the ground. She's pacing around, and if she were pissed before, whatever she is now, there's not a word for her.
Not in
That
English,
was
just in
almost
German.
That was almost unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't have to listen to her, Holroyd.
Just so that we know, can I make a, I don't know if it's an observation check, but can I try and watch her mouth for the last digits?
Yes.
Just in case an android turns on us later in the game.
No. When I when I
Yeah,
tell you
just in
I
case the android turns on us later. Sure.
I am here for this shit, babe. Actually, yeah, give me an observation.
Okay. Observation. I got 3 successes. 2 of them were on the
Jesus.
stress die, and I have 1 little panic.
Little panic. All right. Well articulated to me, my love. Will you please roll me a 1d6, add your current stress level, and give me the sum? See how bad you panic.
Oh. That is a total of 10.
Oh, baby. Oh. Okay. I'm going to give you narrative control on this one because given the situation, it's a very peculiar one. This is the panic, and I'm going to let you incorporate this into whatever you're doing. You are frozen by fear or stress for 1 round, losing your next slow action. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1.
Sure.
You are watching her read off the rest of the numbers, and with your successes, you get the last 3 numbers. You got them, so you have his override protocol. And as she's banging around and flipping around, you can see red dots starting to appear on her chest, almost coming through, saturating the inside of her blouse.
Well, I'd say something, but I'm frozen of fear. So.
Yes, I should use that to my advantage somehow. Sonny,
Yes.
you've got your nerve gas activated. You're actively pumping this bad boy in here, right?
Heck yeah.
All right. This is gonna knock her out. So after a few seconds of this, it's about that same time when she just folds and collapses to the ground, taking these really awkward, uncomfortable breaths. That Hannah, you come out of your paralysis. It's just 1 round.
Nice.
So if we didn't know, she's infected.
You don't
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Well, I think all we can do for her is cleanse her body so that her soul might be lifted up to perdition, and get that key card out after she's expired.
Sunny goes for the lighter. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bathe her in the righteous fire of the Lord.
Oh my God. Bathe her in the righteous fire of the Lord. Okay. Who's going in after that key card, though?
Not I.
I'll go. I've got an axe.
I hand you the lighter.
I'll stand at the door with my revolver just in case something comes at it from behind.
Okay.
I will cross myself and I will open the door.
All right. Sunny is very, easily able to evacuate the fumes from there. And once it's cleared, you're able to open the door. And she's lying on the ground. Her jacket is open, and she's got like one of the pale blue button-up shirts. And you notice that she has blood splotches that are on her chest, and her lanyard is laying right there in between them.
Of course they are.
Of course they are. Where else would they be?
Well, I will go in and my intention, mother, is to go in, grab the lanyard, and yank it off of her neck. And go and live happily ever after with my new key card.
That's what Mother wants for you as well.
Those are my intentions.
Those are your intentions. All right. So you reach down, and you are able to snatch the lanyard off of her neck. Her body raises a bit and flumps, and she still has this real labored breathing, and you've got the key card in your hand.
And I'll drop the lighter on her and leave.
So, do you want to take the narrative description of what this looks like as she's chest bursting in flames from a closed door?
Oh shit. So yeah, Morgan says, "May you find the peace and death that you can never find in life." Wayland Yutani drone, and I'm just gonna yank the lanyard off of her. Strike the lighter that Sunny gave me and just drop it on her blue blouse, which erupts into flame from the chemical accelerant that Sunny's been pumping into the room. And she begins screaming and writhing in the holy flames of the Lord when her chest explodes open and this sort of horrible, disshapen monster emerges from her chest and shrieks in the fires and slams up against the glass, trying to get out of the fire and into our bodies.
Everyone's stress level goes up by 2.
Gee,
2?
only 2?
2. There's a lot happening right now. The human minds probably can't process all of it. We'll just give you 2. Yeah. And thank God it's on mute, so it's screaming, but because of horror, you don't have to hear this creature cook and scream, and you didn't have to hear her scream either.
Just Morgan was the only one who had to hear that.
Morgan
Well-
was the only one, yeah.
While I'm at the computer, can I check to see if there's any records or anything about the parasite, this chest thing, the spider launching thing, any of that kind of stuff?
You sure can. Babe, there is suspiciously nothing here about any type of parasite. As a matter of fact, as you're futzing around in the computer, Jordan Ross, the first victim, 0 that came in with the parasite, he's completely erased from the database as if he were never a colonist here. They have Wayland Yutani'd it.
Corporate cover-up, man. I was glad when they covered up when I went AWOL and came to live here. I'm not glad they're covering this up.
Oh, Morgan, I so appreciate your banter. Can you do it 6 or 7 times for me? One would say that I'm stressed at like a 9 out of 10 right now.
Oh, that's very empirical.
God, Hannah.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to judge,
It's probably a 9.
I'd probably say around a 9.
But 9 feels good, yeah.
All right,
There
so
is nap relief here. You
Well-
have options.
so one thing I can do with my banter talent, for every turn spent in a safe place, I can lower it by 2. So we could take a breather here for a second, guys, and work up on our plan. And
Yeah.
I'll go into a brief sermon about the importance of piety and the central truth that is the Lord will deliver us from this.
I will interject random comments about fire safety.
Sunny's gonna do like a lot of tinkering while this sermon is going on.
And Hannah's going to take out her toy dinosaur and just kind of,
What's your dino's name?
Percival.
Percival. I hope Percival makes it.
I hope Percival makes it more than I hope Hannah makes it. So
Everyone's stress comes down by 2 because of Morgan's sermon. Hannah, yours comes down by an additional 1 for interacting with your favorite animal or your favorite item, your treasured item. Percival brings you courage and hope. Holroyd, you don't have any stress to get rid of, but listen, you are dropping some really fire information on fire safety.
all right, I feel a little bit better now.
Um,
Thank you, Morgan.
Of course,
Percival.
Singleton. I am happy. I am happy to discuss the long-term tenets of your life after this one, whenever you want.
So where is our next objective? We want to go to the comm center, and then where to from there?
I think we want to go to the comm center to get a look at the cameras around here, so we can make a break for the vehicle bay.
What about sublevel 1?
Is Mother still online?
Mother in game is not online, but you might be able to get her up in ops.
Okay.
And I heard that question from you, Hannah. You guys are in Bravo 2. at the med lab. The command center is literally next door. You go outside, you make a left, you make a
Oh,
left, you're right there.
oh.
Yeah. So the good thing is you're right there.
Yeah.
But eventually, don't we have to? Didn't the intercom tell us that there might be survivors down there?
Correct. On sub level 1 in the vehicle bay.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
Mhm.
I misspoke.
So I think if we head to the comm center, we could check and see if there's any survivors down there, and also check the status on any remaining vehicles that haven't been commandeered by that, loose Wayland-Yutani agent, Reynolds.
Who, by the way, is still on fire and cooking while you guys are having this whole sermon. So Morgan is like fire and hailstorming while there's a person cooking behind a quarantine booth behind you.
Oh, she's
that's
not a
what I'm
person anymore. She is a lost soul who has been consumed by her darkness in service of
All
the capital
right.
of the lords.
On we go.
Marines, we are leaving.
Hannah goes first. She's not even looking. She thinks that aliens are better than the servant at this point.
Flawless.
she'll
Flawless.
lead. She'll lead this time around.
Holroyd, I promise there is a place for you in heaven. I asked.
All sense go to heaven.
All sins go to heaven.
You guys are able to hop back into the hallway, which is still eerily quiet, but thank goodness it's just one door down to Central Ops. Ops is the central nerve of the colony, monitoring vital functions and security. It's usually busy, but right now it's completely unmanned, like most of the base. The intercom hisses static, screens flicker. The CCTV system is damaged, but a successful comm tech can probably get it back online. Here's another quick rules thing for you. It hasn't really come up yet. There is a function called helping others. If somebody attempts to do any skill, up to 3 people, as long as they declare before the roll is made, I help, they get an additional D6 on their skill dice.
I am not trained in Comtech, so I will keep a watch out if you guys want to work on that.
I do have some training in Comtech. Anyone else have training in Comtech?
I have a little.
I'm looking.
Comtech is tied to your wits. That's it.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I will sling the axe over my shoulder with the strap, and I'll grab the shotgun this time.
So when we go into the command room, I'm guessing there's more bullet casings and signs of combat and stuff like that. More blood.
Strange
Yes.
thing in the command room, it's actually pretty clean.
Okay.
Well, thank God you don't have that here.
I like that less than if it was messy.
It's fine. Everything's fine. You're all gonna be fine.
No.
How are you?
That's a lie. That is a bold-faced lie.
We're fine
I
here.
could-
Everything's fine.
I can attempt to get the CTC back up and running, and possibly Mother if you'd like.
I have a 3 in Comtech, so if anyone has higher, I can help.
More importantly, I can assist Single in doing that.
Yeah, if you guys want to work on that, definitely the cameras. If we can get Mother, that would be nice, but whatever you guys can get up and operational.
I love it. So, Hallroyd, you are rolling your Comtech, and you can add an additional, it looks like an additional 2d6 to that roll.
Holroyd or Sig?
Oh, who's taking lead on it? Did I misspeak?
I was going to take lead, and then
Yeah.
it sounds like Sig has got a little better skill at it than I do. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
let
So
me let's switch it up and let me help.
Is
And while
it
they're helping, I'll just keep my eyes out for anything. in
Okay.
this room.
modifiers is 2?
Modifiers is 2, baby. You got it.
Cool. And that would be
Damn.
2 successes and then 2 on my stress die.
Oh, you got 2 successes on your stress die. So, this doesn't require stunts. Basically, for every additional success you get a different camera. So, this is what you all see on the CCTVs as Hallroyd and Sunny Sig trade wires, solder this, override this, and certain screens flicker up. You guys do get a view And I'm going to put the map up here just so you guys could see it. You get the view of sublevel 1. I believe that's level 1. Where's sublevel 1, baby?
Oh,
There you go. You get a camera view that's directly into the vehicle bay. I'll give you guys this one because you guys were just discussing it, so that's advantageous. Vehicle bay, where all of the colonists were instructed to retreat to, or at least to consolidate, looks like a disaster, but it's a watery grave disaster. There's about 2 feet of water on the ground. There is steam and water just pouring in just billows out of the ceiling, as if something detached them, disrupted them. You can recognize that the water on the ground is actually steamy, so it's heated water. And unfortunately, each of your stress levels go up by 1 as you see various human body parts floating and splashing in the water, being spun about by the steam that's coming down. You see heavy tractors, you see front loaders, you see ATVs, and guys, several of these pieces of machinery are on their side or crushed or broken in, and there's blood sprayed across all of the walls, and you do not see a single living person in the vehicle bay. That's 1. 2. You guys catch a feed that goes into Billy's bar. I'm going to hop you back to level 2. One day. Billy's bar is on the same level with you guys where you are right now. You guys recognize that inside Billy's bar there is Billy. Thank you, Alex. A colonist that is there, and he is barricaded himself inside of the bar. I mean, he's got chairs, he's got tables, he's got everything he can blocking 2 separate entry doors. And the one door that he has his back against, something keeps throwing him forward and he keeps shuffling his feet back, and something throws him forward and keeps shuffling his feet back. He has a shotgun across his chest, and he's just trying to stop whatever it is on the exterior from getting in. 3, you guys catch a deserted corridor. In the distance, there's movement. Zooming in, you catch the sight of bloody remains of a person being dragged slowly out of view. And finally, back on level 1 in mass, or sub-level 1 in mass housing, you guys see a figure emerging from the billowing smoke in the very rear. And it looks small and it looks humanoid, it's bipedal. And as this person emerges from the cloud, you guys recognize that it's Timmy. Timmy Jordan. This is Ross Jordan's son. He's about 11 years old. He's carrying a plastic baseball bat, and he's holding on to it for dear life. He's soaking wet. He looks terrified out of his mind, guys, and he's wearing a pink backpack. That's probably not his. It probably belongs to his younger sister, Newt. And he's just moving from hallway to hallway, throwing his neck right to left, just looking around, probably searching for any additional survivors. And that's everything you see on the cameras.
We don't happen to have eyes on like the outside and what might have been out there.
No, nothing sexy on the outside. You weren't able to get those online because Mother is evil.
Mother
All
knows
right.
best. And I'll reconvene with the group and go over all this stuff.
Okay. And you can see all of these flickering and coming to life on the monitors. And Morgan, as you are looking at these, you see little Timmy eyes darting left and right, and you see that he's about to cross an intercom that's on the wall, right to his right.
I'll if I can intercom him, I'll intercom him.
Yeah. What do you say? Statics.
Timmy, can you hear me?
Timmy can hear. Apparently the puppers. Yeah,
right.
You see him on the CCTV come to the intercom, and he hits it and he goes, Morgan?
Yeah, Timmy.
Morgan, is that you?
It's me, Timmy. It's me.
Morgan, where are you? Can I come to you, please?
No, stay where you are. As a matter of fact, can you make it to one of the houses and lock yourself in?
Yeah, but it's really bad back there. Can I please come to you, or could you maybe come to me?
I need you to be somewhere safe so I can come to you, Timmy. I am gonna come for you, though.
Okay. Have you seen Newt? I can't find my sister.
She's not on the cameras anywhere, pal. I'll come down there. I'll come to you, and we can look for her together. Okay?
Okay, Mr. Morgan. I think a lot of people are dead.
Well, Timmy, there are a lot of the people here on Headley's Hope have been called home. And it's our job to make sure that they are not forgotten.
Am I gonna get called home too? 'Cause I don't want to go home.
Not if there's anything I can do about it.
Okay. Do you want me to? Can I please just come to you? I can be really fast. I promise.
I'm gonna push Morgan out of the way and get
Okay.
on the intercom. Timmy dear, can you see the cameras?
Miss Hannah?
Yes, it's me. Do you remember me?
Yeah, hi, Miss Hannah.
Yes, it's good to see you. Look, we don't have much time. Can you see the cameras?
And he looks around and he looks up behind him and he's looking you dead in the face now because you can see that camera from Jason. He said, "Yeah, I see it."
Is there a way to zoom in on the camera and try and see if we can see like the marks anywhere on him, like we saw on the like to see if he's maybe been infected by the parasite?
Absolutely. With that sexy comm tech that your friends rolled before, yeah. No, you zoom in and he looks clear.
All right, dear. It's very important that you listen. I don't know what to do, and then I get off the intercom and I walk away.
Look, Timmy.
Hannah! Hannah!
Timmy, shh, don't yell. All right, so Timmy, I'm up on the second level. There's we're at the command station. Can you get to an elevator that'll take you up to the second level?
Yeah, I can get to the stairs. Things
Send
are
that child on its own.
things are pretty clear over in mass housing. I can go to the stairs there.
I thought you said things were pretty bad in mass housing.
Apologies, things are really bad in the vehicle bay.
Oh.
He feels comfortable going through mass housing at least right now.
Well, Timmy, I want you to go to mass housing. I want you to lock yourself in one of those houses, okay? We'll come to you.
Okay, are you coming like right now?
We got to make a quick stop at Billy's bar to get Billy, and then I'll be down to get you, okay?
Okay, please look for Newt. Okay, please, if you see her, can you get her too?
Of course.
And he throws both of his hands on either side of the intercom, and you can hear the thud as his head hits it. And he's still got the plastic baseball bat in one hand, and he takes this deep breath, trying to steady himself. He actually feels relieved. His stress level comes down by one, now that there are actual adults who are able to adult and assist him through this. And Morgan, you think about how, all of God's children are his lambs, and you realize that you have to be the shepherd to help guide these people out of this hell that the devil has prepared for them. And you're looking at the relief flooding over little Timmy, and you're like, you know what? We've got this. And that's when you see one of those jaundiced figures very slowly down the wall.
Timmy, look out!
And
Can I turn off the cameras really fast so that
You
we
can.
don't see it?
You
Okay,
sure can.
great.
And just as you say, look out, and Timmy looks up, his mouth opens, and this thing flies down, and then the cameras go dark.
That's not something that we need to see.
I'll only give you a +1 stress for that one.
Told you not to set the child by itself.
Is that everybody that gets a +1 for that?
That's everyone on the +1.
I'm
And
taking
as
an
we-
extra one.
You're taking an extra one? I
I'm
love
taking
it.
an
Way to
extra
role
one.
play. And You guys cut the CCTV off on that one. And I think as you guys grieve little Timmy's passing, this would be a good place for maybe a 5-minute break. Alex,
Sure.
is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds fine. Ah, poor Timmy.
Sorry, I tried to cut it earlier, but
Awesome.
didn't happen in time.
Yeah.
Well, give me a second to go and get some Kleenex real quick. We're gonna go to break. We'll be back in 5 minutes, everybody.
and welcome back, everyone. Rest in peace, Timmy, who's not quite dead.
I just
but
like
it's
to
prob-
shout out Zao Power Up said, at least there's no jet lag getting home for Timmy.
Oh! Cold-blooded.
Because those are the people who enjoy our stream.
And I love them. They're my type of people. A hush falls over Central Comms as you guys are there, and Hannah very quickly cut off the feed right before that creature landed on Timmy, and just this very cold hush falls over the entire room. What do you guys do next?
We need to move on.
We need to go check on Billy, since he's the last person who we've seen alive.
Question
What's
being,
this we?
What are we? What is the plan once we find him?
To rescue him.
And
Can we zoom in on his picture and see if he's already infected too?
Most certainly can. You boot over to Billy's bar. You guys know Billy's bar that is sitting right there to the north of Block Charlie 2. Alex, if you could highlight that for me, because I still haven't learned how to do that in Roll20.
Yeah, sure can.
You're
Sorry.
amazing.
I'm fixing,
No.
fixing our windows real quick.
You're fine, babe. Billy's bar is a 2-story wood panel place. So you know that there's an entry on right north of Charlie 2, and then there's also another entry at the bottom. Billy is at the ground floor, bracing himself with that shotgun against a door that's something that's trying to get in from there. As you zoom in on Billy, he doesn't appear to be infected. You don't see the literature marks. You don't see any blood on the chest. He just appears alone against the wild right now with whatever's trying to get in on the other side of the door.
Well, you know that to get to Billy, we're going to have to fight whatever that is on that side of the door.
No, if it's just one of those little hand things, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, no, it does not look like one of those hand things. Those
Maybe it
little
was
hand
the-
things would be like. No.
Maybe it's a bunch of them.
But once we find the owner of the bar, what is our next step? Where do we go from there?
Then I think we head on down to the vehicle bay and get out of here.
We should have gone to the vehicle bay first.
We can't just leave Billy.
Billy's fine.
He's not fine. Look at him. He's gonna get attacked by whatever's
Oh.
whatever's on the other side of that door.
Question: is the vehicle bay the best place to go? The vehicle bay would only have, well, ground vehicles. As far as I know, we're the only settlement on this planet.
Is there a space?
Is that correct, Mother?
Is there a hangar?
So just to clarify, and it's kind of difficult because you guys can only see one map at a time due to my own incompetence with Roll20. So the vehicle bay on sub-level 1 is the one with all the vehicles turned over, destroyed, and that's sitting in 2 feet of water. Thank you, Alex. If you guys go to level 1, air traffic control on the outside of the colony is where your little shuttle is that you can use your key card to actually get off planet.
That's where we need to go.
But
Apologies.
we need a vehicle to get there, right?
No, you can walk it. You're just going to go back outside into that horrible weather, but you could huff it over there.
Yeah, we just walked 10
I saw
kilometers.
something out there that I don't know that we necessarily want to deal with. We might want to try and outrun it with perhaps a vehicle.
You know,
I don't know.
that
how-
seems wise.
Also, we have little Newt somewhere around here. And I would assume that she would be in the sub level, since that's where the intercom told everyone to go.
Just, Mother, just to clarify, all the vehicles in the vehicle bay are, like, flipped over and destroyed?
Correct. Every single vehicle.
Are
There's
there...
not a single operational vehicle that you guys could use to huff it.
I could probably make one of those go and function at least minimally, but I don't know if it'd be worth the time and effort to do so.
And we can't see what's in the maintenance bay, can we?
No, unfortunately not. You can go down there and look, though. I encourage that.
Well, team, there are 2 other locations that vehicles could be. There's the vehicle unloading and cargo, and there's the maintenance bay. We could, if we don't want to try to walk to the landing strip, I think either of those two locations is going to be our best bet to find something that's functional. Looking on the cameras, Mother, can we tell if the water that's in the vehicle bay, does it seem to be present throughout the entire sublevel?
Yeah, from what you can tell, it's coming. From what you can tell, it's not the entire sublevel. Your best guess with that degree of water that you probably have a breach in the shower room that's running down. And the shower rooms are north of the vehicle bay.
And I assume it goes like the sublevel goes deeper the farther south it goes.
Correct.
And there's only one sublevel, or is there a second sublevel?
Just one sublevel.
One's
So you
enough.
got
But
level- One's enough, yeah. So main level, second level that you guys are on is sublevel 1.
So, gang, if we're planning here, I think we should plan to head for vehicle cargo unloading, because that's the most chance that we'll find a vehicle that isn't in need of maintenance.
I believe that would take longer, and I'd rather see that you get off the planet safely before that.
Yeah.
But I will defer to your judgment.
Well, it's a democracy, you know, whatever you guys decide you want to do. I do think that Singleton's onto something with whatever she heard exploding outside. I would feel safer if we were inside a tractor than if we were just hoofing it in the rain. Because honestly, I'll be straight up with you guys. I know we don't have to be faster than the creature, we just have to be faster than our slowest member, but I think I might be our slowest member.
I would not let you fall behind.
I appreciate that, Holrig. So, do we not want to help Billy? Because I feel like we should help Billy.
Oh no, I think we should help Billy, definitely.
Oh, Billy.
He might have more information. He might know what's going on in any of the lower levels.
Well, if nothing else, he has a shotgun.
Yeah.
Is there any equipment in this room that we can use to make our travel safer, such as a motion detector, extra weapons, extra guns, anything like that? I'll look around if necessary.
No, yeah, that's a brilliant question. No, you're not seeing anything else in ops to make this journey less treacherous for yourself.
Yes, that was the case, but I figured I'd ask.
It's up. The worst Mother can say is no.
If nothing else, we can at least get a shotgun from Billy.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Well, that will require us to go down another flight.
Isn't Billy's bar on the same level as the command center?
Yeah, she's it's a two-story bar.
It's a two-story
So it straddles
bar.
level 1 and level 2. Ooh, apologies. He's blocking the door on level 1
Gotcha.
from something trying to get in.
Well,
You
these
can probably
things-
get in through this level.
These things like verticality, so we might get the jump on it. We'll have the high ground. I hear that's good in science fiction universes. Let's go that way.
What could go wrong?
I'll rack my shotgun and get underway if anybody will follow me.
I'm gonna turn to Sig and Sig, dear, would you mind? I saw that you picked up some stuff that might help with my jitters. Is that something that you think you might be able to hand me?
Yeah, just turn around, dear.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! I don't want it right now. I want it in case I need it in a critical moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Mother, out of game. You said that all agility loses 2 dice
You've
if I
got
take
it.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So, yes. I don't want to take it right now, but this is
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, you get a dose of nap relief, an injectable. You can pop yourself whenever you're ready.
You're not doing phrasing anymore.
Sig just likes to give it to people. It's his favorite part of the job.
The only violence he ever does.
He's out here with a prescription pad and a smiling face.
Oh, creepy. All right.
There
so
was
you
only
guys,
the one, or there's two?
Let's go. You know what? Let's see how well you guys did on how many doses of nap relief, and I'll be nice about it too. You got 4 doses.
Okay. And I have 1.
Yes.
Cool.
So does that mean everyone else wants one? And by everyone else, I mean...
I'll take one, sure.
Okay.
I mean, if Holroyd doesn't need his, I can take 2.
Let's save one for one of the people that we're saving.
Oh, sure,
You know.
yes.
Can you OD on this stuff? That's the important question.
Yes. You can go into shock of not being in shock.
You can go so out of shock you'll go back the other direction. Good to know.
Good to know. Good to know. So you guys are heading out of Central Command, or the command center now, Central Ops, and you guys are going to head... you guys are going to just hoof it over onto the second level of Billy's Bar? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we're gonna get the drop on whoever's trying to get in there.
Okay.
Whatever.
Morgan's just
you-
hoping it's a whoever.
It's a whoever, yeah. It's Newt.
Maybe Reynolds is just real thirsty.
Yes, the child can make that much.
You guys head out of Echo 2, and this level feels eerily quiet. It's been quiet since you've been here, but there's something about that image of Timmy downstairs in mass housing and just the chaos that Billy is fighting against. It makes every shadow feel like there's something lurking in it. It makes every crunch of glass underneath your boot just makes your head shoot up to the ceiling immediately. And even though it's just a few yards, it's a very agonizing, slow trip as you guys move through Echo 1, Bravo 2, and you're right in front of Alpha 2, and you see that, Billy's Bar is right there on the left, and you guys are in that hallway, and you get all the way there completely unmolested. And you guys are at the door that leads to the second level of Billy's Bar.
Any telltale signs on the door? Slime, claw marks, blood.
No slime, no claw marks, no blood. Doesn't look like this door has been bothered much. Looking above your head, you do see that there's a ceiling tile missing directly above you.
Holroyd, you want to open the door and I'll clear with the shotgun?
Certainly. I listen at the door first.
Okay. You listen, and even without me having you roll an observation, your synth ears tune in, and you're able to break through some of that barrier and hear what no human could possibly hear. And you can hear grunting, an excessive amount of swearing. You can hear Billy, probably a level down from you, crying out, "You fucking cocksucker, you're not gonna get in here." You can hear and feel the vibrations. You can, at least, all the way from the attack that he's holding off on that door. You don't hear anything else in the room other than him, though.
It sounds like just him in his normal chipper mode. And with that, I slowly turn the door handle.
You turn the door handle, and the door opens in. And you open into the second floor balcony area of Billy's Bar. It's completely wood paneled. The bar is downstairs, and there's seating upstairs. And it looks like whenever the world ended here on Hatley's Hope, he had already begun the closing. So you've got a lot of the tables with the bar stools or the chairs tipped upside down. And you're able to move in. And as soon as you open the door, being thrusted against, you see from a level down, Billy is pointing a shotgun directly at you. And he looks at you and he says, all right, Help!
All right, Billy, get out of the way.
With that, I am going to jump over the railing
Okay.
and down to the second floor, since, well,
Ooh.
I've got stupid strength.
Yeah, you do.
And help help brace the pile of debris that he's got blocking the doorway.
Nice. So the two of you guys are here bracing this. And Holroyd, the second you get there, it's amazing how well he's doing for how drunk he is, because you can just smell the bourbon radiating off of him. But he's got his back against this wall. And Alex, I did hear you. Billy looks up to you, Morgan, and he says, "No, it's a big fucker."
So it's not one of the face things.
I told you.
Is it 5 of the face things?
And he looks at you, and he drops a bunch of expletives. It's like, "This is a big fucker, man. I'm telling." He gets stuff, thrown forward. "It's bigger than anything I've seen."
Who else has a gun up here?
I do.
All right, so here, this is as good a plan as I can come up with, guys. Holroyd, do you think you can hold that door by yourself?
I will certainly attempt to.
Because Billy, if you can back up, the 3 of us with guns can be ready to shoot it when it falls on its ass when Holroyd gets out of the way.
I would like to also point out that there's a fair amount of alcohol, several which is flammable, located behind the bar.
Ooh,
We might be able to do some makeshift Molotov cocktails.
yeah. Toss me a bottle and
This is a beautiful plan.
I'll tear up my lab coat and,
Holroyd, I am glad I brought you to church.
Not the good bourbon! Not the good bourbon!
But that's the most flammable.
And fuck you!
I will replace it.
Sure you will. We're never coming back here.
Well, duh.
While they're all doing this, can I find a place that no one can see me for a minute?
Yeah, let me see here. You're at Billy's bar. If everyone is inside looking down where Holroyd just did this awesome, jump over the rail, you can step around the corner where you'd be out of view.
Sure, I want to do that.
Okay.
And I want to take out my motion tracker that no one knows I have.
Holy shit.
And does it tell me how big this thing is? Or
Yeah.
what's moving over there?
So, Mother is going to tell you this now because I have owned multiple players with this thing, and I'm gonna give this to you, rules as written, so you can't blame me later for this shit. You can basically say it's in the module. Give me just a quick second, my love.
It's in the module. That's my
It is in the
favorite
module.
sentence.
Listen, that shit is in the module. I didn't have nothing to do with it. All right, honey.
Okay, but Alex, if you write the module, we can't blame you.
Listen, that's logic. Don't introduce logic. Don't listen. It's in the module. Okay. Liz, I hate you. Hannah, this useful piece of gear in stealth mode as a motion tractor. You can use it once per turn. You must make a power supply roll every time you use it, and I'm saying this slowly. The tracker will automatically detect the presence of any large, moving objects within long range up to 4 zones. Consider each block a zone.
But it'll only tell me that there's something there. It won't tell me how big it is.
It will only ping you with a little red dot or a green dot if it is large and moving.
Okay.
You've been warned.
I don't think I need it then because
Okay.
I know that there's something there and it's pretty big. So
you're not activating it here.
nah, that's
Okay.
okay.
Morgan's not mad that you have the motion detector that I asked about earlier. Alex is mad.
Anna didn't want everyone to know about it, so she kept her mouth shut.
Yes, honey. All right, so what's the plan here? We've got Holroyd and a drunk Billy holding down the fort, and the 3 other of you are upstairs doing. How are we doing this? What are we doing?
Yeah, I think Sig is supposed to be mixing up a Molotov. And then...
Okay.
If anybody wants to disagree with this plan, I say we let Holroyd hold the door. Billy backs up with his shotgun. I stand next to him with my shotgun. Holroyd waits for the creature to slam itself against the door and then opens the door so it falls on itself, and then we shoot it while it's on the ground, and Sig lights it on fire.
What if we wait until right after it slams, then we open the door really fast as it's backing up, shoot, and then shut the door again and hold it, and keep doing that?
I don't trust my reflex speed for that.
Oh.
And Billy is drunk, so he'll probably shoot the door if it's not right in front of him.
What if we all get up on the second level and make barricades out of tables and then shoot from up there?
Well, we have a little bit of time while Sig is mixing up the Molotovs. You've got a longer range weapon than we have with your pistol, so you can barricade up there.
I mean, I just have this little old revolver. But I will. I'll barricade up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a 12 gauge, so I don't want to get too far away in case this thing has a carapace. Does it have a carapace, Billy? Did you see that?
What the fuck is a carapace?
Is it like hard? Is it crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside?
That's a big fucking roach.
So it's got a carrot. Okay, cool. So I say we execute that plan if you guys don't. If you guys are willing to go along with it.
I think that's great. Let's go for it.
All right, let's do it.
So Mother wants to make sure I have this perfectly understood. Holroyd, you are holding down the fort against this door alone while Billy is stepping away, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Billy is next to Morgan on the ground floor of Billy's bar, basically ready and in action to just light this thing up the second the doors burst in. Correct?
Yes.
Same time, Sunny has cocktails that we're swinging and throwing in on this thing at the same time. Does everyone have a cocktail? Is it just Sunny with like a basket of cocktails?
Hannah can have one too if she wants one.
Okay.
And if Holroyd wants one, I guess Holroyd has a hand.
Well, my hands are currently full, but my plan is to once I leave the doorway, launch myself towards the bar and get behind the bar, grab the Molotovs that are ready, and start chunking.
Perfect.
Okay. So we've got like bottles. Sunny, I have to ask, did you outfit the good bourbon? Are there like rags stuck in the good bourbon? You did. God. Okay. Billy's stress goes up by 1. All right.
Well, I had to. I'm sorry. They were the big bottles and like, you know.
He does not accept your apology, Sonny.
I mean, I didn't. Okay.
We'll throw those ones last.
Thanks. And Hannah, you're the only person not on the first level. You are on the second level of the bar with like tables flipped over and your little revolver here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She will not take a Molotov cocktail.
Okay.
She won't have one.
Leaving those down. Okay. Do you have the door shut behind you, Hannah?
No.
Okay. Okay.
She wouldn't have thought of that. The
I like
correct
the way this
answer
is-
is yes, but
No.
she wouldn't have
Okay.
done it. So,
I like the way this comes together. Okay. Let's.
but she is facing that way because she'll have her back to the table that she put down, so that she
Okay.
can like, turn over.
So you actually have your back to the party and what's happening downstairs too. You're waiting for someone to come down the hall that way towards you.
Well, I think she just has her back to like the table so that
Okay.
she can turn and fire when she hears something, as opposed to just crouching there
Got it.
and not being able to see anything. Yeah.
Whew. All right. Let me get the book ready.
Oh no. Hey guys, I think an alien's gonna come through that door.
Hey,
Maybe.
as a reminder, who wanted to save Billy?
I wanted to save Billy. This is important. Billy runs
Mr.
a fine establishment.
Mr. Holier Than Thou is the one that caused this TPK, as long as y'all know it wasn't Mother. right.
It wasn't Sunny either. Just saying.
You know, they just said in chat, just blame Alex for this. This is not
Chat
my
would be
fault.
correct.
This is not my fault.
All right. Let's start this shit off with you because you're the one that's going to be holding down the fort with Billy away from the door. So, stage 1 is enacted. I need you to roll me a raw strength. And I'm going to give you a +2 modifier because all of the debris that's packed up against the door. You got some help.
So how do I? Is there a way to click on just my strength and roll it, or?
No, because life is difficult. So, I forgot it didn't allow you to do that. Is there a way that you can just roll 9d6?
Yeah, I can do that.
There we go.
I can also roll close combat because I don't have any bonuses with it.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
And you said I got +2 for the debris?
You do, baby.
Three successes.
You want narrative? Quick narrative on how you are holding this shit together?
I don't know. It depends on what's on the other side. So.
Okay. So, I'll give you this. The second Billy stumbles out of the way, falls to his knees, and scrambles up with his shotgun to go join Morgan, the weight shifts, and you can feel that creature inching everything forward as your heels dig into the ground and debris is screeching forward. And from the outside of the door, you guys can see 5 long, leathery black talons reach on the inside and start tearing at the metal on the other side, curling up under his fingernails. You got 3 successes. Talk to me on what happens next. You want to shut the door? You ready to let it in? Talk to me.
One. I'm gonna push back. When it's got its talons in, I'm gonna push back to try to crunch its fingers.
Ooh.
No, sure.
3 successes. You want to do some amputates here?
Yes.
Okay. So you push back, and 4 digits slice in the door and fall onto the debris as that smoldering acid starts billowing smoke all around that door, and that just yuck smell starts radiating out. What else do you do?
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
And with that, I'm just gonna, since I pushed it all back to give myself a half a second, I'm just gonna launch with my legs and jump towards the bar, jump over the bar.
Ooh, bravely done. Here is what happens when those fingers get severed in the door. There is an ungodly, trilling, screeching sound that makes everyone's stress level goes up by 1 as the door slams shut. And this sound just pounds from the other side of the door as you hear thrashing and screaming. And then suddenly you all hear screaming echoing back, almost like a call and response from all over the compound.
Shit.
Hannah, 2 screams come from you from behind that open door. One a lot closer than you could have ever anticipated, one from further behind. And there are multiple screams that start coming all over on level 1 from where you guys are. Let's go ahead and have my baby burst through this door, fingerless on one hand. And then I'm going to go ahead.
Sunny is totally glaring.
Like,
This is you. This is your fault. I'm just saying.
I didn't know they could talk to each other.
Alex, would you do me the kindness of dealing us out initiative cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need to recall the other ones?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'm gonna recall
Every
the other ones.
new... Each combat sticks with the same deck, but when you reset, you redraw them.
Gotcha.
All right. You jump out of the way behind the bar elegantly. Just, you parkour this shit as there's another huge boom. As the debris starts flying, the door flies open, and standing there is a 8, 9? No, it has to be a 10-foot creature. It's completely black. It's bipedal, you think, with these weirdly arched legs, a long barbed tail, and just this massive banana-shaped head. And even though it doesn't have any eyes, it scans the room and it sees each of you. Your stress levels go up by 2 by seeing your first Xeno.
You said by 2? That's not good.
That's not good.
I don't see it though, so I don't get stressed.
Look at you. You better. Yes, honey.
Because I can't make it to an 11. I don't know what happens if I surpassed.
No, you keep going. Your stress can get up to 40 if I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm at 10, so...
Ooh, guys. Y'all might be in the bed before 10 o'clock. Did initiative cards go out?
I see... You do have to make sure you're on sub-level 1, or level 1.
My...
Because I put my card out on the wrong table.
So did I, man. Jesus.
Okay,
Hold
I've got
on.
yours.
All right, can you roll me? Can you dish me out 2 more, please? Actually, 3 more.
3 more?
Yeah, Xenos go twice per round because they're really fast, and Hannah's about to have a real bad day upstairs.
Do I have...
It's rude.
It feels bad being the player who has to deal the GM the initiative cards. You should have 2 more initiative cards if you want them.
Oh, I do. I would like them very much so. I definitely want that 1 and that 7.
Oh,
Do you feel dirty?
I feel dirty. I feel like I'm betraying the party.
You are.
You are. Hey, may I have 1 more? I'm so sorry to be greedy.
One more.
You did with this whole plan, Alex.
You know, I thought it was a good plan.
He was so
It is.
drunk he wouldn't have filled it when the aliens killed him. Just saying. That's Steve saying that.
That's true.
My character is a lot more sympathetic than I am.
We
All right,
can
see,
just
this
leave
isn't
Billy. We go to karaoke at his bar every week.
Oh, Billy's karaoke. Poor
If
baby.
we die, though, we can't karaoke.
Watch me turn on this karaoke machine before the aliens kill me.
The karaoke. Oh my
The
God.
karaoke.
Karaoke. Ooh.
I see a bad moon rising.
What is that quote? I can't tell you your chances, but you have my sympathies. What's that quote?
That's close.
That's about where I am right now with you guys.
You can try.
Yeah.
You mean that one, Alex?
No, there's one from the Alien movie.
Here it is. I can't lie to you about your chances, but you have my sympathies.
Hmm.
The first android. All right.
Game over, man. Game over.
Game over, man.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. If we make a break for it, we can definitely make it to the vehicle.
That's a lot of ifs.
Holy cow! Thank you so much, Scrub Lord, for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs.
Whoa!
Woo! Awesome. Thank
I really
you.
appreciate that. And he says that's in honor of our impending doom, and he wants to lighten up the room a little bit first.
Doom, 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 doom. Doom song.
Well, not to get overexcited, but I do see that one of my monsters has a 1, so I'm going to get to killing, if that's okay with everyone.
Do we have a say?
You can say anything you want at this point.
Okay,
It's
sure.
not going to change anything, but
Hey, just think of all the extra dice, all the extra successes I'm going to get from all this stress.
that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Look at God. That's right. Keep the faith. All right. Let's see what my kid upstairs is going to do. So this is not affecting your guys' ambush downstairs. Oh, Jesus. 5.
It misses.
No, that's me. That's Jesus. That's me. God. Okay. Hannah,
Oh yeah.
can you please roll me an observation?
Sure.
It's gonna be fine.
One success and then 1 on the stress die as well.
Okay.
For a total
So,
of 2.
you have 2 successes. So. Stick with me, babe.
So I observe my death.
Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah, you are gonna at least see yourself.
This is gonna leave a mark.
This might not be too bad, baby. So, Hannah, you have your back to the chair, and you hear one of those turned over stools just bump, just slightly. And your head turns on a swivel chair, and you look out the doorway, and you think to yourself, like, fuck, why didn't I shut that door? And that's when you get the first drip of that liquid that just kind of plops on your shoulder. And in cinematic fashion, you just very slowly crane your neck up. And that's when you see another one of these massive, large, banana-shaped creatures suspended from the ceiling. But it's hanging upside down and is looking at you. So you're nose to nose with this massive banana head that's stretching back. And you're looking into the eyes of one of the most fearsome yet beautiful creatures, eyeless creatures that you have ever seen. I have one success on my attack. If you want to give up your fast action for the round, you can attempt to dodge if you want to. Do you want to dodge from this attack? Because I'm definitely about to hit you.
Oh, I think so. Yes, I would
You
like
think that's
to
the right thing to
dodge.
do? Okay. I believe, unless I'm wrong, baby, that this is going to be a mobility.
Mobility. I'm
Oh.
so good at that.
Good luck, hon.
Three successes on my stress dice.
Jesus, and you needed that really bad, too. All right, babe. So, capture for the hive. The xenomorph attacks with his venom spiked tail with 10 base die. If the attack causes any damage, and I won't go through the rest of this in case this happens, but the tail basically sliced down and goes directly through the table that you have your back against, just narrowly missing you as it cuts between your torso and your arm, and it rips its tail back out as splinters go flying everywhere. And you look up, still in shock, as its jaw opens up, and this secondary pharyngeal jaw just ekes out of its mouth, drenching you in hypersalivation. Who got two?
I did.
Hit me, baby.
So I've lost my fast action.
You
which
did.
means I have a slow,
You do?
which I can use to do. I can
Any skill.
move. I can. Okay.
Yep, you can move as your fast action, and that's it. Or you can shoot it. You can parlay with it. You tell me what you would like to do, and I'll work you out.
I would like to vault off of where I am and down into the fray where everyone else is.
You want to go ahead and take that's the rest of your turn, but that's beautiful. Do you want to take cinematic control of that? What that looks like?
Yeah, I think I'll just do like a pretty almost like cartwheel off. Yes, with like one hand as I'm clutching Percival in my other hand, and then I'll flip over down onto / into the bar, I would assume. I'm
Yeah.
not sure exactly how, and if there's a way to like take cover
Mhm.
in the bar area, I'll do that. I'll hide under the bar and hope
Listen.
that they're looking at other things. I'm at a stress level 10. I'm
It's a bad day. It's a bad
yeah,
day.
it's a bad day for Hannah.
So you are in the bar, taking cover with Percival tight to your chest, and you feel maybe slightly comforted because Holroyd is at least there with you. Anybody
Yes.
on a 3? 4s? 5s? 6s?
I think Jonesy's
I
on 5.
had a 5.
There we go. Hit me, Holroyd.
So is that creature? Has anything come through the doorway yet? Do I see
Um,
any targets? Basically?
Yes, you have your friend in the doorway when it burst open. A one-hand nubby xenomorph is in the doorway.
Molotov and Good.
I love it. Give me that ranged combat sexiness. Now, this is me just helping players out. If you would like to forego your fast action this round, you can aim as a fast action, and it'll give you a +2 to your attack.
I would like to aim. Yes, I would like.
Love it.
While we're waiting on the roll,
Mhm.
am I correct to assume that like screaming something out would have been a fast action?
I believe speaking is a free action, and if it's
Oh.
not rules as written, it is in my game tonight.
Can we just say that I screamed as I fell? That there's another one up there
Yes.
retroactively. Cool.
I got one success.
Okay, one success. And did you add your +2?
Yes, unfortunately.
That's okay. But one success is enough. I feel like a Molotov cocktail is probably going to be 2 damage, and I'll probably give it a 1 damage for each round until it's put out. I like that. You want to describe what this looks like as you throw it and it crashes on it?
Certainly. I chuck the dark brown bottle as it flings through the air. The xenomorph kind of tries to bat it out of the way, thinking it's just a solid object, but as it splashes, fire erupts around its arms and moves its way up its body.
Ooh, bravely done. You guys have an on fire, fingerless xenomorph standing in this hallway. And it screeches as the flames just work itself up and around its body. Next.
I'm on 6.
Oh, hit me.
Morgan has a job. Morgan is going to shoot that xenomorph in the doorway
Okay.
since he's on fire. We'll see how it goes.
Kind of a thing with Morgan.
You know, the fires of the Lord will protect me.
Do you want to do the aim too for the +2, or do you want to keep your move or your fast action?
I'm going to keep my fast action in case I need
Okay.
to dodge.
Okay, I like it.
So, yeah, I'm going to lift up the shotgun. You don't have to aim with a shotgun. I'm just going to point it at the doorway and fire.
Give me that range, sexy footage, plus all your stress die.
I have so much stress.
I know, me too.
Hey, I got 2 successes from my stress.
What the whole fuck?
I'll be here
God.
all week.
Do you want to go ahead and use that for extra damage, or if you want, you can go over to your stunts
I'm looking
and
at the
choose a different
stunts.
stunt. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what?
Ooh, I feel creativity
What are
coming.
his initiative cards?
He is the 10 and the 10 and the 9.
Oh, so never mind. I don't. He's got a better initiative. He's got a worse initiative than I do. I was gonna take his
He does.
initiative. I'm gonna pin down the enemy if I can.
Okay, describe what that looks like.
So yeah, I say a quick little prayer to Saint Michael and say, please give me the strength to bring down your holy vengeance upon these demons. And I lift up my shotgun and I just go to town. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom! Wow, so you have him pinned down, screaming, screeching, tail flapping around, tearing, the just lacerations in the metal, but you have it pinned down in this hallway. It is on fire. It is bleeding. Blood is splashing everywhere, but thank goodness you guys are all out of range where at least you don't have to worry about it.
The power of Christ compels you.
Ooh, honey. You're a 6, right?
I was on 6, yes.
All right. Hannah? Oh, damn you, Hannah. You went downstairs.
Bye.
You, Hannah! Damn you! My kid upstairs still wanted to play.
He can play with someone he can find.
Yeah,
I
that's
hid in the bar.
that's exactly what he's gonna do. Let me see what a 3 is on Xeno attacks. 3 is... Ooh, I like this. There's 4 players downstairs. I will roll randomly.
No.
No, why would you do that? The disrespect of it all. Oh, God.
On the 4 on the random table was no one.
No one, are you sure?
I'm sure.
I think it's roll twice and take both.
Really? Because I feel like it's still coming for Hannah. That's how my Zoom screen is set up.
Oof.
Hannah, you made a friend upstairs.
It's unfortunate.
It is. And as Morgan is pumping shotgun shells into this writhing mess of lizardry, alien monstrosity on the floor, you see your friend very quickly skitter across the ceiling, working its way down the wall. And it looks like it's fixated on you. And it inches down the wall where it turns to look at you and is making direct eye contact with Percival. And this is what it's going to attempt to do. depending on how well I roll.
Take Percival. He's my best friend.
Just know that I've always liked your character. All right. Have you burned everything? Oh, God. You don't get to dodge this. Okay, babe. This was a 3. The beast launches through the air, grabbing its victim. It attacks with 10 base die, damage 1. So, babe, you're going to take 2 points of health.
Okay.
If it hits, it immediately drags them into a neighboring zone. The victim is prone, drops all handheld items, and must make an immediate panic roll.
Not Percival.
So I lose Percival. I have to make a panic roll,
Yeah.
and I'm not in the same room.
Nope. He is going to take you back upstairs where he originally wanted to maul you, and he's going to drop you off how many zones away? Oh, God, Jesus. Neighboring zone. So, okay, so he's just going to take you back upstairs. That's not bad. You're in the same room, you're just upstairs. So this thing grabs you, and it just with a lightning force races up the wall, and Percival slips out of your fingers and lands with a thud on the floor, and your outreached hand is reaching for him as this thing reaches or runs you up the ceiling, drops you onto the ground, and I need a 1d6 plus your current stress level summed.
1d. Is that just hitting the panic button, or do I do something different?
Actually, hit your panic button. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it does it right.
I
What's
got
your
a
current-
12.
What's your current stress level?
10.
So yeah,
Shit, that could be right.
it was right. It was a 2 on the dice plus the 10 for the stress level.
Listen, honey, we will take that. So with a 12, with Percival on the ground below you, and a xenomorph standing above you, all by yourself on the second floor of Billy's bar, you begin to scream. You scream your lungs out for one entire round, losing your next slow action. Your stress level is decreased by 1, but every friendly character who hears you scream must make an immediate panic roll.
No.
But no one can hear me.
Oh, they can hear you upstairs.
On stream, everyone can hear you scream.
I was gonna say that's the tagline of the movie. Nobody can hear us scream. So we all need to make a panic roll.
Yeah, Sonny, I'm real sorry. And Morgan, you too. Jesus!
Does that mean I'm screaming too? Or are we all just screaming
You-
it out?
You are screaming as well, Morgan. Your stress level is decreased by 1. At least we don't do the residual immediate panic rolls, which is great.
Sunny got an 11, so
Sonny, you're behind the bar and your hand is wrapped around another Mazel Tov cocktail here. And
Okay.
you have to use your next action to move away from danger and find a safe spot if possible. Your stress level is decreased by 1, but the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1. After 1 round, you can act normally again. Y'all might TPK right here.
Oh, that's right. I can't act next round because I'm screaming.
Yep. Neither can Hannah. And Liz lost her next action too. All right, babe. It might be all you, honey.
Well, we still have our fast action, right?
Some of you do. You have a fast action next round. Other people don't even have a slow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, guys, that was my 7. Who's on 8?
that's me. Technically.
So you want to go ahead and do your narrative of you seeking cover?
Yeah,
Where do you go?
no, I'm just going to like crawl while screaming to somewhere other than the bar, probably like one of the tables.
Okay. Gonna hop under one of the tables.
Uh-huh.
All right. Are you screaming your head off? Is this like rocking back and forth? This can't be happening. Are you catatonic? Are you super calm? What's this look like?
It's like just hyperventilating and I'm like mumbling to myself, but I don't like have any like specific words. It's just mumbling.
Okay. Okay. Morgan, on your last round, my kid in the door, you did pin him down, right?
I sure did.
All right.
I don't know if xenomorphs are susceptible to panic rolls, but it's supposed to make them make a panic roll.
No, they don't have to panic, unfortunately. No. Xenomorphs panicking.
I think they're just in a constant state of panic.
That is kind of what they do. All right, guys. So, unfortunately, my kid on the floor is going to get up, and he has 2 initiatives back to back, which is pretty bad. So let's see what he's going to do on his turns.
I do really like in this game that you have to roll to see what the xenomorphs do.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think that's a fun mechanic.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. 5 and a 6 is what he's doing.
I don't know what that means, but it's probably not good.
Yeah, I'm not super excited about it either right now. All right, so Morgan, you're the one that's directly in front of it, right?
Yep, me and Billy both.
Oh, you know
Billy
what?
doesn't have initiative.
Billy should have initiative.
He's gonna take him out right now because he rolled
Oh,
higher
man!
than a 9, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, Billy. We're going to put Billy at the very, we'll give him a 10
Okay.
because Billy is so drunk.
Billy.
All right, guys. So, I'm going to do this fairly. I'm going to get ready to roll into the chat. Evens is Billy. Odds I'm going for Morgan. Did it roll?
Did you roll 2d4?
There we go. Evens is going for Billy. You guys so lucky for making me remember that there was an NPC on the table. Oh, you got so lucky for this shit.
Poor Billy. We barely knew him.
All right. Head bite.
No,
The
Phil, she
xenomorph-
should not have rolled the D1. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Head bite. The xenomorph opens its outer jaws wide and the deadly inner jaws teen out, gnashing in anticipation before snapping forward. The attack has a strength of 10 base die, damage 2 per attack. If it causes any damage, it automatically inflicts a critical injury 64, killing the victim in one dreadful blow.
Ooh.
This thing's mouth opens up, that pharyngeal jaw jumps out at Billy, and the back of his head just opens up as all of the inside of his brain spills out the back, and Billy's shotgun clanks to the floor before he crumples. Everyone's stress level goes up by 1.
He has
Looking
been called
over at
home.
Morgan.
Do I go up a stress level in a different room?
No, I'll leave you alone upstairs for now. Because that's the right thing to do.
Sure.
Morgan?
Yeah.
After savoring what was left of Billy, the individual that you all risked your lives to come and save, Billy's corpse hits the ground as this thing turns and looks to you with its eyeless banana-shaped head. Its tail stands erect and it whips, and it is going to attack you, because you can't dodge this round, for 3 points of damage.
Ugh.
You need to make me a stamina roll.
A stamina roll.
Yeah, as these barbs on this tail slice through.
4 on my stamina roll.
The victim must make a stamina roll. The number of successes is the number of rounds that they can stand up before they fall unconscious.
Alright, I got 4 rounds to make a difference, guys.
Yeah, 4 rounds to make a difference. Whew, thank God. Oh God, no, it's still me.
It's still you.
I don't know why, Sonny, but this thing really likes carrying you around. I don't know if it thinks it thinks it's like your new little baby. Oh Jesus! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. The xenomorph jumps from the ceiling, landing onto you. You are going to take 5 points of damage, which is probably going to send you to the broken condition.
Made you, it's Blanky.
Oh God! Everything went bad when he lost Percival. He takes you down over to A1.
Wait, hang on.
It was
Go
Hannah.
ahead.
Hannah, not Sunny.
Hannah,
Sunny or
not Sunny.
Hannah?
Sorry, Hannah. All Hannah.
Oh, me?
Hannah,
This
I'm
is
so
me?
sorry. Hannah,
Or
it's so
Hannah.
you. It's you. I apologize.
So I still have a fast action. Can I try and dodge this?
You sure can.
I will. I will try
Okay.
to dodge.
Roll that mobility.
I don't want to get.
It's
taken
literally
away.
playing with you like a rad doll.
Oh boy. I got 3 successes, 2 panics.
Okay. All right. So you're still going to take 2 points of damage. You were able to dodge 3 of my damages, but not all of them.
So, okay. I
Yep, so
think
2
I
health.
won. Yep.
Can you roll a 1d6, add your current stress level, and give me the sum?
Sure.
You're about to go catatonic. I can see
That's
it
a
coming.
panic.
No, you're still okay.
I'm great.
Okay. On your turn, you have to go berserk. You must immediately attack the nearest person or creature, friendly or not, and you
Great.
won't stop until that target is broken.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Which isn't bad for you. That's not bad.
No.
This creature pulls you out of Billy's bar and runs you up to A1 and drops you there. Have you hit 0 hit points?
I have not.
You haven't hit 0 hit points yet?
No, I have 1 left.
Jesus, lucky bastard. Next.
Is me. Right?
Hannah's
that was
about to go
that was the
berserk.
one. That was the one, right?
Oh God, yeah, you're 2.
Yeah, so I'm 2. Which means I have to shoot it, I would suppose.
Or punch it, or stab it, or whatever you want to do. But you gotta attack
no.
it right here and now.
I'm going to shoot it.
Okay?
Right? I'm not allowed to move. I have to shoot.
You have to shoot it. Yep.
Yeah. So I will take out. I have a service pistol and I have a revolver. Do either of those? Well, I guess I already have the revolver out, so I have to use that, right?
Use both. Go crazy.
Use both. Use the one with the most damage. So I think it's the revolver does too. If not, that's what I'm saying for today.
Sure.
So range combat plus all those damn stress die.
I got a 2 to hit. Can I have a talent called Reckless.
You do.
I can push any skill roll based on agility twice. So can
You
I
can.
try to shoot again?
So if you push this roll, you lose these 2, and you take whatever happens on the next roll.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. Your stress level goes up by 1, and re-roll it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hell yeah.
7
Holy-
successes.
Shit. On a pushed roll.
On a
Hannah!
Berserk agility roll.
Blow his head off.
Can he die?
Well,
I just look at him clutching Percival in his little spider-like hands.
oh my god. So this is going to be enough to kill it as it's hovering over you. You want to describe what this looks like in your berserk mode before I
Yeah.
pick back up?
I just see Percival, and you see that like cinematic single tear as I take out the revolver, and I think just every bullet that I have, one after the other, it
Ow.
opens its mouth and has the little extra mouth come out at me, and I shoot that too.
Oh my god!
That's the berserk in me.
Oh my god. I love it so much. I'm so excited. Okay. You shoot the hell out of this thing. And it far surpasses its broken condition. And its critical injury is the xenomorph is mortally wounded and contorts wildly. On its next initiative, it will try to kill its nearest victim, and then the beast dies. If it's wounded again before then, it dies instantly. We'll go over what that means here in a second, because it's on his next turn. But babe, you unload into this thing, looking just into the eyes of Percival. And as you bang, 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 you almost don't notice the stench of your own flesh cooking as acid starts spraying out of this thing. And you take 4 points of damage from acid blood that's splashing back on you or dripping on you as you are gunning this thing down.
So I've hit 0 health.
All right. In Alien RPG, you do not die at 0. What you do is gain the broken condition, and then the system starts fucking with you on critical injuries. So can you roll me a D66?
There is a button for it on the character sheet, Will, if you want to
There
click
sure
that
is.
button.
That's the one that says broken. I don't see it.
Oh,
Um,
on the roll buttons underneath your career in the top center of the sheet,
Mhm.
if you go all the way to the right, it should say D66, right next to the talent
Oh.
window.
Yep,
26.
you lucky
Sorry.
bastard. No, you're fine. Slashed shoulder. So apparently this acid is completely concentrated on your right or your left arm, your choice.
I will go with. I'll roll a d2,
Okay.
as that only seems appropriate. So my left.
So your left arm is almost completely burned off by acid damage, and you are unable to use your left arm for the next D6 days, which is going to be longer than this encounter was going to take.
Great.
Well done, honey.
Damn.
Next.
I believe that's me.
There's no 3s, no 4s.
Yep, that would be me.
All right.
So we have a xenomorph flambe going on downstairs.
You do. You do.
What does everyone else look like? Does everyone else seem to be like out of it, like just batshit, like lost it?
I've been
I
spiked
think
through the
so.
chest by the tail. I'm looking real bad.
You can't even see Hannah. She's not even in the bar anymore. And Sunny is hiding under a table, muttering and shivering. And yeah, I think the humans have lost it.
Well, I need to save all humans. So this is what I want to do, and you tell me how do I do it.
Okay?
I still have that giant piece of rebarb,
You do.
and I'm a strong motherfucker. So
You
I
are.
want to jump up and just skewer this rebarb right through this fucking alien.
Love it. Roll me close combat.
Here for it. Here for
Do you
it.
want to do the +2 to lose your fast action?
Sure, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going all out to save my humans.
Okay.
3 successes.
You've got narrative. Talk to me, and this is enough to send it to the broken condition.
So I just grab it. I look around. I just flip myself over the bar and then up onto the bar and just jump from the bar and launching myself into the air, grabbing the rebar both hands and just coming landing right next to it, slamming right through its chest, pitting it to the ground. So the rebarb is actually slammed to the concrete ground below it as
Hell,
it's
yeah.
going through its upper torso.
All right, that was brilliantly done, and that was such a cinematic description. Beautifully done. Just so you guys know, this carried that xenomorph as a skewered to the ground to broken. I rolled a 2, which per the chart means it is wounded. The xenomorph staggers, bleeding severely. It gets a speed -1. Ooh, shit, loses its next lowest initiative, but regains a point of health. Roll a d6 at the start of each round. On 1 to 3, it tries to escape. This is about to be a real bad day for this kid. Bravely done, Holroyd. Oh, so good. Next.
And with that, I
go
will
ahead.
just like turn my head a little bit towards my allies. Move it, run. And that's it.
I love it because he's still so pragmatic. Oh, he just did something that badass and he's still calm about it. I love it.
Right.
Who's next?
I'm on 6. I lost my slow action to screaming, but I will follow Holroyd's advice and I will begin running towards the vehicle cargo bay on the sublevel.
Wow. Bravely done. You are running and getting the hell out of there. Your little friend that was playing with you, its banana-shaped head as it's skewered to the ground kind of follows you as the tail whips around. And it almost is like, how dare my food get away from me? But you're able to get the fuck out of this bar.
Yeah, I will tell everybody who's still alive to come with me. Shit, who's got the access card?
Who
I
went in
think
there?
it's you.
You have it.
Oh, yeah, it is me. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out.
Well, if anyone wonders where,
This is
gonna
indicative of
leave
most of
Sunny.
my life. Just don't ask me to look for anything. I'll never find it.
This is so horrible.
Oh
This is
my
great.
lord. We're not even going into that, Alex.
We're on the first floor. Just run outside and head to the airfield.
God.
You know what? I will. Holroyd is correct. I'm just gonna run out the front door and run towards.
You're just
the
out the front door.
Yep.
Fuck this shit. I'm out. All right. Because
Come
Where
with me
is
if you want to
that?
live.
Does he come my way? Does he go through A1? Is that
you're
the way?
upstairs on A2.
Oh, I thought I moved to A1.
No, what it didn't playing with you upstairs.
Okay.
I know it's ugh.
That's okay.
The xenomorph on the ground, it's its turn, but since Holroyd decided to staple it to the concrete, it loses its next action, which is this one. Thank you very much, Holroyd, for just ruining Mother's fun.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that.
I'm sure Mother will make me pay for it later.
Oh, I'm sure. Sunny?
Well, Sunny is going to hopefully notice that he is now by himself with this thing like stapled to the floor and doesn't
Yeah.
really want to be there, so
No.
he's gonna.
Well, I'm still down there too. I'm yelling, run, run, run.
I know, like the other human is not there with me. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of there.
Okay, you're booking it. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
All right. You hop over the mess that is Billy as his brains and blood still pumping out of his head at alarming speed. And you are out the door that, out the path that Morgan has paved for you. He is leading his flock out of danger.
Running through the fire in the hallway and the acid blood that's burning the floor.
This thing is skewered to the floor, guys, on fire, missing all its digits on one hand because of one android.
That's his problem.
Ass. All right. Let's see what my friend upstairs wants to do. So,
Nothing. He wants to do nothing.
He wants to die.
he's going for the kill on both of these attacks, apparently. This is the head bite attack. So, let's see how he feels about his life over here. Poor Hannah. This is Hannah, right? Upstairs? Yeah.
I don't suppose I can dodge this.
You can.
I think I would like to.
This is wrong. Sorry, hold on really fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, out of 20d6, I only got 4 successes. That's pitiful. Yeah, you can give me your dodge if you want to. See how many of these you can negate.
That's mobility.
Yeah.
Can I switch my mobility? I'm sorry. Mechanics question. Should I move my mobility up to 3 since I don't have an 11th stress die on the...
Oh, yeah, would you please? That'll make it easier. Yep. Especially when we're so close to endgame.
And then just the last one can be a stress.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes and a panic.
How the fuck did you get out of a head bite on a 20d6? You dodged every single one of these head bites. So this thing is on top of you with your shoulder barely hanging on. And that pharyngeal jaw comes out and somehow you dodge to the left and it just studs onto the floor. I mean, you guys are playing this cat and mouse game where you're just dodging out of the way of it. But then you panic. I need a 1d6 plus your current stress level. Thumbed.
The good news is that's its death knell, right? Like that was its last little attack before it dies.
13 total.
I think this was its last one before it died.
It said 1. It dies at the end of its turn, I think you said.
Yeah, which is right now. It goes on a 9 and a 10. Baby, panic roll chart. 13. it's almost
Nothing happens. I'm safe.
almost. On your next turn, you just can't take it anymore. You must flee to a safe place and refuse to leave it. You won't attack anyone and won't attempt anything dangerous. You are not allowed to make a retreat roll if you have an enemy at engaged range, which my thing is about to die. Your stress level is decreased by 1, but every friendly character who sees you must make an immediate panic roll. no one can see you, and you wanted to run anyways.
I did it.
You did.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
One, I believe my kid attempts to escape. And I believe
Fails.
this might be us. Ooh. Just because it's a fun mental image in my head, does anybody want to take narrative control of what this creature looks like as it rips itself out of staples and dies?
You go ahead.
Anybody want it?
You go ahead.
Well, Holroyd stapled this thing beautifully to the floor with this piece of rhubarb, and the creature drags its claws on, and the rhubarb just cuts directly through it. And it looks to the left, it looks to the right, and it takes this deep breath as it's still on fire, and then it just collapses to the ground and dies.
Beautiful.
Damn you, Holroyd, being effective and shit.
Beautiful. I hope they make a million Holroyds at the company.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mother. I'm just doing what I'm programmed to do.
Mother is deactivating your entire line. She's going to put out a recall. Ruining Mother's fun. 2?
That's me. I can't go anywhere or do anything. I'm in a safe space. So does that mean that I can't move? I have to stay where I am?
No, because your creature above you is dead. I'll give you a move, but you still have the broken condition. So you can't make any skills anymore until someone heals you. So the most you can do is move.
Can I try and heal myself if I don't move, knowing that I'm safe?
Yeah, give me just a quick second, baby. I just want to make sure I'm not unnecessarily cheating you. If you drop to 0 health, you are broken. In effect, taken out of the action. Immediately roll for critical injury. You did. If you're not dead, you can crawl and mumble through the pain, but you can't perform any other actions, and you can't roll for any skills.
Okay, so I will then crawl. Oh, I can't. I probably can't crawl my way back into Billy's bar because I think that there's something still there, right?
I would argue, yeah, you're right. And then plus
Okay.
you have a shoulder that's about hanging off.
Yeah, I was going to stay upstairs, but
Okay,
I can't even go there because I think there's still danger.
there's
from the
danger
other,
there. Yeah.
Xenomorph. So I will. I hope that Holroyd had heard me screaming from the acid, and I'm gonna just burn my turn where I'm at.
Okay. Ooh, way to play on the android's heart.
I will. I'll. His heart. He knows there's a human there, so I'm hoping that he's gonna stay safe.
Okay.
Or save me. Actually, no, because I can only mumble, so I wouldn't be able to reach him in your shot. Right?
It is very nice of them to at least allow mumbling.
Yeah. If I can't scream, then I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna
Okay.
stay where.
Next.
I'm downstairs in the bar. There's no more xenomorphs live, as far as I recall. I know, right?
None.
I look over. I grab Billy's shotgun. Do I have any idea where Hannah might be?
You knew that she was upstairs, and you saw her get dragged away by one of her friends, so you know she's somewhere on level 2.
Up to the level 2 of Billy's bar and try to follow the blood trail out.
You don't have to go far, honey. Move, and I'll give you. You still have your slow action when you get upstairs, and you can see Hannah on the ground, splashed with acid, shoulder barely hanging on, muttering incoherently.
Unfortunately, I don't have any kind of healing.
Okay.
I don't believe. Oh wait, I do. I have medical aid,
Look at you.
and I know we picked up medical supplies when we were in the med bay. So
You did.
I'm gonna try to break out the surgical tape and everything else, and at least immobilize the messed up arm.
I love you. Medkit gives you an additional +2 on that roll.
It's okay, Hannah. We'll get you out of here. The others are heading for the lift out. 3 successes.
Holy shit. Rules is written. If the rule is successful, you get back up immediately, regaining health equal to the number of successes on the skill roll. That is first aid. Being broken is not fatal in itself. Ooh, holy shit, baby. You don't have a critical injury that's, yeah. Holroyd, you are like the hero of Canton right now. What's it look like?
Yeah, I open up the med pit and I flip through it. There's obviously some pain shots for pain and stuff like that, so I give a couple shots for pain and do some liquid stitches to kind of stop the bleeding and quickly just bandage the arm so the shoulder doesn't move too much. So we have to get out of here. The others are already heading out.
Hannah, you feel so much better. I mean, the trauma is still there, but like physically, you're just so much better.
Thank you, my friend.
And unless I'm wrong, I can pull us out of initiative, can't I?
I think
I
so.
believe so.
I think so too.
Mother, I have a question.
Mother is prepared for your inquiry.
On a scale of 2 to more than 2, how many voices answered the call in response?
About 8.
About 8?
About 8.
We gotta go.
Yes. Yes.
About 8. 8 feels good today.
Steve didn't want to do any of this, but my character's got way more compassion than I do.
Sunny told you. Sunny told you. Just saying.
Sonny sure did. Let's get out of here, Sonny. We're gonna make a break for the air traffic area. We're gonna find a spaceship, and we're gonna get the hell out of here.
I love it. Oh, I'm so proud of you guys. All right, so Morgan and Sunny, you guys book it, and it doesn't take you long to get out of the North Lock.
Yeah.
Wrap around to air traffic control to the Weyland-Yutani Tesla of shuttles. And Morgan, you've got the key card. Like, you can swipe that business, and you can get into this shuttle that holds about 20 people.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into the shuttle, and I'll bring it around to pick up Holroyd and Singleton, especially since
God.
Singleton is the pilot.
I love it.
And when we land, I'm gonna take one of those Napalaxerins or whatever they're called.
Okay, a napper leave and go ahead and inject yourself. Serenity is the only word that I could possibly give you, and that word is probably still a lie given everything that you've encountered, but at least it's like the best high ever where you don't have to worry about stressing out about that shit right now. Stress goes to 0. Morgan, you whip with Sunny inside, you whip that shuttle around right there at the North Lock as a door swings open, and Hannah and Holroyd, I don't know if you believe in God, especially after all the preaching Morgan has been doing, but despite the crashes that you hear behind you, the ceiling grates falling down, the call and response shrieks coming from all over the compound, you guys open the doors, and there is an escort waiting right there in front of you.
Well, that's convenient.
I will
Morgan.
get aboard.
Okay.
I believe it's time for us to leave.
Yeah,
I can't help. I have to try it.
it is 100% time for us to leave.
I got to try it. So you know I'm going to do it.
I don't want to know.
Oh no, wait.
Holroyd is the last one out the door. I'm going for it. I'm going to get one more fucking attack in this game, I promise. Hold on. Let me see what he does.
Yeah, I will be the last one out to make sure everyone else gets on board. So
At least I better be able to kill the android at least. Got a reputation to uphold.
Don't kill our android! We
But
love
like,
him.
you killed the barkeep and the 2 kids and...
Timmy.
But none of them are real people.
I'm not a real boy either.
So, and this is why the game is phenomenal in this aspect, because I would have pierced him with my tail and dragged him off into the distance, and you guys could have watched Holroyd go away. But instead, the rules say I get to play with my prey. So you guys are inside. Holroyd, you're looking at the crew. You look back at the door, and you don't even know where this one came from. But the Xeno attacks, but not to kill. The target is knocked to the ground and drops all handheld items, but otherwise takes no damage. The xenomorph stands over them, taunting its prey to run so the game can go on. The victim gets a +1 stress level, which you're immune to, and must make an immediate panic roll, which you are immune to. So you're in the doorway with a xeno on top of you.
Can I say get away from him, you bitch, and kick her out the door?
I'm fine with that.
I was gonna say Sunny is shrieking.
So they got kicked out the door.
I'm
Is that what you're doing, Morgan?
I'm gonna try
It's
to.
in-game.
I'm trying to kick this xenomorph out the door.
Okay. So go ahead and just give me your close combat.
I will try to assist.
There's a +1.
Oh, I need a +1. Let me roll that +1. See what we get. Ah.
You want to push it for a stress level?
Yeah, I'm gonna push it for a stress level.
Do
It's
it.
embarrassing. Get off of my plane. I got a success and I got a panic.
1d6 plus your current stress. Oh shit! You just took a nap relief.
I did.
Damn it!
Yeah.
2. 2 is my panic.
Bastard.
Yeah.
I'm high as hell. I'm gonna kick this thing right off the plane.
You boot chuck this thing right in the middle of his banana's head, and it chucks down into his chin, and it rolls out, and you're able to shut the doors of the Tesla.
Wait, before he does that, I'm going to kick him out. And
Oh. 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 Okay.
It's fair.
I need Morgan. Can you roll me an observation, please?
I don't even know if I should. Observation.
You don't want to? I'm okay with not.
So my observation by usual is a 0 anyway, and I'm sort of overwhelmed with the light of the Lord. So I'm going
And
to
you're about to see
forego.
Jesus
I'm going to
right
forego
now.
my observation.
Hannah, it looks like he's giving you some narrative sexiness, and I'm willing to go with this one. Is anybody gonna crucify me? Huh? With the Jesus reference. If I don't have Hannah roll,
No, I won't fight you on it.
No.
Hannah, you got narrative control. What's this look like?
I think it's such a great idea seeing this kick that I just go for the same thing and then immediately shut the door and I turn my revolver on 6.
Well, I have to take out Hannah because I don't like SIGs, but yeah. No, you just killed the guy I do like.
Holy
But Hannah's
shit.
got the override code for the Android.
Oh
Uh-huh.
my god. Morgan. The wind is knocked out of you as you are kicked out of the shuttle by God knows what or whom or why would she do that? And your fall is not broken by the ground because you land directly on the xenomorph that you just kicked.
No, we can
you
talk about
become-
that, pal. I'm sorry.
Right. My bad. You become entangled with it very quickly, and it whips you off away from the shuttle back to the compound. And maybe the Colonial Marines will find you stuck up in all that netting after being chest bursted.
No,
Maybe.
I ain't getting chest bursted.
You're not getting chest bursted?
Mm-mm.
Raw
No.
materials for the hive, then.
If I can break a Molotov on myself to take him with me, I will.
Do it. Kill yourself right now. Do it. I love it.
Yeah, no, he picks me up he spikes me through the chest with his tail, and I grab the Molotov I had in my pouch, and I say, I made peace with my creator being. What about you? And I'm gonna smash it in his mouth, and both of us go up in fire and acid.
Rest in peace to a real one. Beautiful death there, Alex. Holroyd, Sunny, and Hannah, there's a lot going on inside the shuttle. What are we doing?
I'm screaming. Like,
I mean, if there's no initiative, I'll turn off the droid.
Like, my dude, like, just got kicked out, and I don't know what's happening, and Hannah's become a crazy bitch, and I don't know. I don't know.
Alex, deal him out, please.
Oh no. Alright. Deal
I do not
one
need an initiative here because
deal
players
one
can do my
card.
job for me.
to Jonesy, to Will, and to Liz. Let's see what happens.
I cannot wait to see these.
I got crap for initiative, so
Oh.
I'm done.
Will wins! No!
Holy shit. Okay. Anna?
So with my fast action, can I use? Or you said speaking is free, so
I damn sure did.
I'll use the Android override code to turn off Holroyd.
I'm guessing there's no way I can resist that.
No, I'm going to give you a chance to resist that. I'm not completely horrible. Wait, Monday? Yeah, no, I'm nice on Mondays.
Oh, good. I'm glad you
what
could
would you
pencil that into your calendar.
Yeah, some kindness. Baby, this would be a raw empathy check for you. You need to hit 3, though.
Oh, but Hannah has a slow action too if she wants to use it for anything.
Oh, yeah. To do this again if she wants to.
Only 2.
Damn! Do you want to describe your power down?
I'll just look at Holroyd and I'll say, Android override 432078.
As she's doing that, I'm launching myself towards her to basically just snap her neck. But I just kind of tug and slow and then just fall as I, about a foot short.
Wow! Oh, God, it was so close.
And then with, what do I want to do?
No, nothing. You're gonna miss.
I think I'm just gonna take out my. I already have my revolver on her, so I guess I'll fire.
Can I dive out of the way?
Yeah, I'll give you a dodge from the bullet. Hannah, this is a range combat, and this is agility for you, poor Sonny.
Sonny, I hope you get out of the way and Hannah shoots the cockpit controls.
I hope the whole plane goes down at this point. I risked my life and put you back together.
So this is an agility based thing, so I can push and
Holy
reroll.
shit. You can. Hell, I think you can re-roll twice, can't you?
Yeah, I can reroll twice. Does push increase my
It does. That's the trade-off.
So I
Your
have
stress
to.
goes up by 1.
So I need to have another stress to this next roll, but I'm gonna redo it anyways. So
Okay.
I'll just add 2 to the range combat for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits.
Oh my god.
No, because I have 3 successes and then 2 facehugger thingies on my stress.
This
Yeah.
she okay. So let's resolve that really fast. Liz, will you do me a favor and roll me your panic?
My panic.
See if it
Panic. 10.
You are frozen by fear. You lose your next slow action. So she is going to gun you down for 2 rounds, basically. With all of this additional damage, will you also roll me a D66?
No.
No? You don't
I got a
want
32. No, don't do that. Don't laugh like that.
It's just so disrespectful given the insult to injury that's happening. Hannah, I'm about to give you narrative control. Here is your material. You shoot the shit out of her. She's going to freeze in shock or terror or disbelief, which means she can't do anything her next round. And her critical injury is a crotch hit.
Oh.
Oh,
Disrespectful.
I told you it was disrespectful.
I feel bad for that.
1 point of damage. 1 point of damage at every roll for mobility and close combat. Oh,
You should feel better for that.
I feel bad for that too. What are you doing on your next round while she's frozen, Hannah?
So explain to what that just did. Well, I guess I wouldn't know, so it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna
That's
unload
fair.
it with the revolver again.
I wonder, give me a second, baby, because I might be able to help you out a little bit here. I'm just curious to know if Alien has a coup.
A finishing
Okay.
move.
I would think so at this point.
Like, they would have to, right? And if not, I'm about to make one up, because she's frozen. She can't do shit.
Yeah.
Babe, just coup her. It's not worth my time to disrupt the game to find it. I'll rules as written myself later.
Well, I will just take the revolver to her head, and I will say, Wayland Yulani gives its regards.
Fuck you.
No.
Yeah. And once again, narratives has taught us that humans are the real monsters.
Humans are the real monsters.
I didn't want to.
100%.
It was my character.
Sure.
Anna, you are on the shuttle. You can roll Sig's body out if you don't want to ride with that bullshit. You can roll Holroyd out too if you want to.
I will roll him out. No,
Okay.
I will pilot myself away.
Okay. So you're able to take off and you're piloting yourself away. Are you making contact with Wayland Yutani?
Yeah, I will do that and let them know everything that transpired.
So the screen comes up, and you're going through a very quick debriefing while you're piloting. And as the shuttle soars over Hadley's Hope, you can see it swarming with dozens, not 8, but dozens of these xenomorph creatures that are just barreling inside. And Wayland Yutani reminds you about how well they reward those that are loyal. They appreciate you shutting down the traitorous robot. They appreciate you keeping the secret. They appreciate you being a loyal company agent. And that's when the monitor kind of stops as this person is just loving on you and aggrandizing you and praising you. And she goes, Hannah, look out. And when you turn around, the last thing you see is that coming at your face. And game.
You
yes.
deserve that.
I so deserve that.
Morgan is telling God not to let you in.
I'm so sorry, friends. I did what I had to do.
Yes, Hannah.
I had so much fun.
Man.
Good. Thank you guys so much for playing. I appreciate it.
So, spoilers for those who I think I would like to know what everyone's agendas were, but I honestly say it's also spoilers because this is the adventure in the book. I think these are the pre-gens, aren't they?
These are, yes, sir.
So if you don't want to know, cover your ears. But
Okay, bye.
But you also just saw the whole adventure. So my personal agenda, Morgan's personal agenda, was some people fight inner demons. You've been sent these creatures to test your faith in God. Line them up and show the devil who's boss.
Which I think we can safely say Alex did a phenomenal job with.
I think Will did the best with his personal agenda.
Mine was tough. I was a sleeper agent, so I was there to watch Holroyd and make sure that to say whether or not he was disobeying orders, and it also says that I have to put an end to my friends that try to escape. So
Which Hannah did beautifully.
I felt real bad, especially when they saved me. But that's the game.
That's real life.
What about you, Holroyd?
Mine,
Oh, sorry, Liz, go ahead.
I was gonna say mine was just bring back samples and do my own thing with them, like I do everything else.
it's okay. Everyone's about to hate me. So mine was, you know about the alien ship and why Miranda is here. You should cover it up. But you feel terribly responsible for what's happening, and you must do everything you can to save your comrades, and including sacrificing yourself if need be.
Huh.
So that's why I was always going first. That's why I was like, yeah.
Endlessly pragmatic.
Super pragmatic. Guys, you were an exceptional table. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you for being brilliant. Thank you for building such a fun atmosphere. You guys really did an incredible job.
Well,
Thank you for running.
Yeah, thank you for coming to our channel and running. We really appreciate it.
We 100% appreciate it. Bridget is a phenomenal GM, and she is always welcome around here. I had a great time. I'm sure everybody in chat had a great time. Thank you, everybody who tuned in tonight for the Will Betrays Everybody hour.
Seems to be a trend, doesn't it?
Yep, it's fine.
Right? Bridget, where else can people find you? Can you tell us a little bit about Symphony Entertainment and where people can get a hold of you?
Oh, so again, my name is Bridget Jeffries. I am the owner and founder of Symphony Entertainment. That is Symphony Entertainment Gaming and Arts. We are a horror-based gaming club and business. So we run horror games, we play horror games, and we write horror games. Our focus are indie systems, which is one of the reasons why we love our Alien so much. Horror games, player agency, and original content. So website coming soon, but if you need us somewhere flipping around in this sexiness, you'll be able to find our Facebook, our Instagram, and we do have a group called the Symphony Entertainment Social Dissonance Group, where we run horror games. Now, total transparency, when we were in lockdown, games were going off like 7 times a day. Now that everyone is trying to navigate whatever the hell 2020 is throwing at us, games are usually like, hey guys, I'm bored. Can someone run a game Friday? And then suddenly 6 people jump up and say, yeah, what do you want to play? So come join us, share some memes, communicate, love on each other, and hopefully lose some sanity with us.
And I think you'll like this, Bridget. Zal Power Up says Alien Episode 2 in the future with Bridget?
Yes!
I don't know what Episode 2 entails of, except for all of us rotting on Hope's Hadley's Last Hope or whatever.
I can be rebooted.
That's true. That's true.
So screw the rest of you.
We should have
And
Holroyd's
Hannah's not dead.
Adventures Part
Not
2.
dead.
Hannah's not dead.
That's right. We could pick up with Hannah trying to get herself unparasited. And the poor helpless people who get roped into helping her with that. And then executed at the end. As Hannah betrays her way across the galaxy.
Oops.
I'd watch
Betrays
6
her.
seasons.
Tomorrow night we have a brand new episode of ETU. Speaking of horror and shenanigans.
Mostly shenanigans. Yeah, so come back tomorrow night for East Texas University. We also have a special stream this Wednesday for anybody who is interested in hanging out with us. We're going to be doing an interview with an indie D&D developer who's launched they're with the GUI Cube is the name of their organization. And they're in the middle of their first Kickstarter, getting ready to put out a new setting book and a whole bunch of adventures and stuff for 5th edition D&D. So I'll be sitting down with the leader of that company, Alphinius Goo is his name. And we'll be starting that at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So it could be the first of a few interviews that we'll be doing with indie game developers and stuff, just to get their stories out there and to help support indie RPG companies, which is ostensibly what we're here to do. Also on Friday, be sure to check out the new episode of Something Something Dragons, our Pathfinder podcast. And yeah, anything else we need to bring up? Oh, next Monday for our one shot, we'll be playing Mouse Ritter. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll find out if Will betrays everyone on that game too.
We will find that out.
I hope not. I only did it because it was written in.
Module made me do it.
The module. It was the module.
The module made me do it. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We are going to go ahead and raid Free League Publishing, which is the publisher of Alien RPG. They are running, looks like Lollygagger on their channel right now. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time.